Anyway, hello and welcome to a very special election night edition of Torchfork Bob's Torchfork Tuesday. I am your host, Steven. I swear to God it's a real last name, Staniszewski. I also go by Slave to Machine. I will be shitposting live as we go along. Oh my God, if you're in the US, I'm sorry. If you're living in the South, I'm not sorry. But we're going to just get right to it. Torchfork Tuesday is essentially our time of the week where we take the best and the worst, generally the worst, of what Steam and Sony and Nintendo and everybody else has to offer. We pick on Steam Greenlight because, good God almighty, have you seen what they've got? But I'm going to go around the room and introduce everybody, plus the new face we've actually got here today. First and foremost, we've got Chris Kellogg. He is the medium-high poobah of everything we do. He's the reason we're here. He is the wind beneath my wings. Chris, thank you for joining us today.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me on this most momentous of days.
It is. And exactly how far into your drinks are you right now?
Actually, I had to do a bunch of activities this evening, so I've been taking the Red Bull route. No alcohol, straight caffeine. So I plan on being rather talkative.
So in case anybody's curious, in case you give a shit about the election, right now it's Trump 128, Clinton 97.
You shut your dirty mouth.
Smoke them if you got them, folks. Moving right along, next up on the list, the one that looks slightly miserable, but that might just be because she works at Chili's when she's not streaming. Caitlin. Caitlin is our resident Nintendo freak who marathons so much. She just got done playing a little bit of Majora's Mask 3DS.
I did, and I felt like a cheating bitch because all I could think about was Pokemon the whole time. I was looking down at my phone for the
Caitlin,
Pokemon
how could you? How could you?
She has such a problem.
Posting, so I was looking down. I was like, Pokemon.
How do you sleep at night without breeding Pokemon?
I haven't been able to play Pokemon for days because I've been doing the unethical writing job, because I took 4 assignments.
There's an ethical
Say
writing
by
for
the
job?
way-
days, you mean
by the way,
it's like yesterday.
When she says unethical writing, what she means is that she's actually typing in such a way as to make it so that for every letter, one more child in Africa starves.
Clearly.
Are they hiring?
That's what cheating on your university papers does. Every time you get an A and you cheat, a child in Africa dies.
So did you just admit
Well,
that you
that's what
work
I
for a
got.
content mill?
Maybe.
You're
But
terrible.
yes.
That's not so
Did
much.
someone
They
say
give
Equity
me,
Arcade?
a ton of shit to do. and
No, it's not.
I haven't been able to do any fun stuff because all I've been doing is working on that crap. And now I just finished it before my stream. Then I streamed, and now I can play Pokemon. Except I can't because stupid Majora's Mask doesn't let you save wherever you want.
Actually, speaking of stupid crap, why are we still playing Majora's Mask? Someone change that damn title, god damn it.
I don't know.
Nobody gave me mod power, so I have to...
Least favorite Zelda game, my least favorite. I'm ready to send it back to
It's
Chris.
really not fun.
I think Steven was commenting about the fact that our title and game haven't changed.
Thank you. I say this every
And I still
I
no.
say this every show, guys. But anyway, that being said, Chris, that's your cue. Anyway,
Doing it now. Why does
Second.
it say game set to Viva TV?
I don't know, but whatever it is, let's see if we... Wait, can we get picked up by Univision or even Telemundo? I'd be okay with that.
God damn it!
Viva TV! Viva la TV!
Sir, what is what is it instead? Game? What is
Wait,
it?
maybe
Game
we should-
It should have been
game-
gaming talk shows, but put a space.
Yeah.
There
Hey,
you
wait,
go.
we're doing
No,
Viva TV
okay,
in the
talk
Philippines?
show might be close enough.
Yeah. Right now we're doing Viva TV in the Philippines. So
Fuck, I didn't put
hello to
explanation
all of my friends in the Philippines. All 2 of you.
And President Duterte, fuck you.
Finally,
awesome.
Fuck.
So, second to last, coming to us from his bunker in space, because he wants nothing to do with the elections anymore, we
I
have
don't-
Eli.
Planet anymore.
We have Eli, who is now working for, yeah, we don't know who he's working for. He's being a mercenary right now. He also runs the game show on Thursdays, and Eli is drinking us out of house and home. Eli, what all are you drinking?
This is a Moscow Mule, which, by the way, I love the fact that I can make my face transparent.
Oh, that is awesome.
Wait,
Oh,
what? Is it green?
Yeah,
What?
No,
That's
dude. It's
awesome.
some two-dimensional drink you have there, my friend.
We are technologizing heavily on the show already.
Is there a tiny civilization inside of your glass?
Probably. They're sea monkeys, man. Sea monkeys. Telling you.
Well, at any rate, I'm drinking a very large Moscow Mule. There are about 8 shots of vodka in this drink.
Nice.
So it should work pretty well for me.
So far.
I'll get a slight. But guess what I got at the end of last week?
What?
I think you're gonna like this.
Okay. Yes, he got the shirt. Yes.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
In the
Slap
note.
in the no place, motherfucker.
Never say that I have not contributed something to Torchfork Mob because that
Oh,
That is-
you know that was my picture.
and that was my statement. So I don't know why I'm happy about slap him in the no place being my quote, but fuck it, I'll take it.
This is definitely why I work for Torchfork every day.
That is entirely true. And finally, last but certainly most least, just in case you people thought we were nothing but bots in our channel, we actually have a damned human being that decided to follow us for some reason and decided to be on the show. We have FNAF?
That is correct.
Okay,
FNAF.
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 Who and or what and or why are you here?
Well,
Start with-
Okay, who I am.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am just one of those small little Canadians out there watching the world burning currently.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just kind of enjoying the
Shout out
show.
to Canada.
Well, we're all
Um,
enjoying it, eh?
Yeah, but they still got Trudeau, so it's okay.
Yeah, Trudeau turned out pretty good, I think.
Hey.
But as for me personally, I'm just getting into the streaming scene, and I'm playing all kinds of different games that you can think of. Basically, old Nintendo, Super Nintendo, all the classics. But the unique thing about me is that I actually take requests. So if you ever do see me online or anything like that, and I'm playing like a Nintendo or Super Nintendo, just yell out a game, and I will most likely have it, and I'll go get it, and I'll go play it for you.
Nice.
So
How about R-Type the Third Lightning?
for the Super Nintendo, correct?
Yes.
Yes, I do indeed have that one.
Fuck yes. Nice.
How many
So,
games
yeah.
are you actually
I
missing
named like
from
one
your
of the most
Nintendo library?
things I could think of.
Okay, so I have the North American Super Nintendo collection. I have the North American Nintendo 64 collection.
When you
The
say
whole thing.
collection,
The
you mean
whole
The whole
run.
thing.
entire collection.
The whole
Every
thing.
game.
Whoa.
I think
Yeah.
Chris just found his new bestie at this point.
Yeah, my entire collection sits mostly in a few squares behind me.
If those squares are pretty deep, man, that's all that matters.
There's definitely some gems back there.
Nice. And I think I'm missing about 26 or 27 original Nintendo. I'm close. I probably won't get gems like,
Wait,
Stadium events and things
of
like
the
that,
original NES, so even the off-brand pirate type carts, yeah.
but- Well, the
Wait a
main
minute,
problem-
wait.
Go ahead.
So this means you have E.T. the extraterrestrial?
You mean like this here copy of Gauntlet?
I don't have that
It's a
exact,
Tengen copy, see?
The Tengen, yeah.
Yeah.
but I do
Tengen.
have that one as well as the Great Card.
I also have a
Oh.
great card of this.
Okay,
This is
but
trying to brag and fails miserably.
But
It's
do
the
you
it's the
have-
only off-brand card I have at all of any
Actually,
game
it's probably
console.
the wrong system. Never mind.
Eli, what were you gonna
Never
say?
mind. Never mind.
mind.
Probably the wrong system.
No,
That
what's-
was
what's
the
game?
Atari 2600, and yes, I do have the ET, the extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he does. So he's
I
got
got
one,
that
what,
too.
3 copies?
No, just the one, the original
No,
copy.
I said one of like 3 copies. Because
Oh, no, dude, there's literally- you
can get
them
a lot of them, believe it or
in
not.
the desert.
I hate to
Well,
break it
when
to
I-
Eli, but that game's only worth $3.
Well, you know what's funny
Yeah.
about
I'm not
that? is-
saying it's valuable. I'm just saying there's hardly any copies that aren't sitting 6 feet under the desert.
Believe
you know
it
they
or
dug
not,
those
Eli, when I was at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, because, surprise, surprise, I went with Rob Kelly, who couldn't be here because he's a dick and he's at a birthday.
We already
In
knew that he
Portland-
was a dick.
Well, yeah, but I wanted to reaffirm his dickishness. Because this is the second show, I believe, in 2 weeks that he has not been here for.
You're not counting other shows.
I am counting other shows. Anyway, we were at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and we saw a lot of ET cartridges. The problem is they're in questionable... One did have dirt marks on it. I'm just going to
Oh,
say.
mine beat the hell.
dug them up.
You never
Now the
know.
question is, has any of you ever beaten ET for the Atari 2600?
Yes.
I've never successfully made my Atari function. I do own one, and I can't make it function. It's been a while since I've tried, though.
It's
Well,
probably for the best.
you can always get an Atari 7800 because that's compatible with the Atari
Oh,
2600.
I didn't know. I did briefly have an Atari 5200, but I did sell that eventually.
Those things are terrible.
Yep,
Oh,
they
God.
are. That's why I
When
sold
I
it.
was testing mine the other day, I was trying to get the cartridges to work and the controllers to work, and I got the controllers to work. No, sorry, I got the cartridges to work, and on the last game, the controllers started to work. So then I went back to the old cartridges, and they started to work.
Speaking of things that don't work,
Sounds like a familiar story.
let's get right to work, shall we?
Sounds-
If you haven't
wanna
been drinking,
work.
get to drink. Yeah, it's good work, I promise you. But this list,
Like I'm gonna
fuck me.
believe you.
Ooh, this is a longer list.
It
Interesting.
is a slightly no, the next tab, Chris. We're not going to talk about
Oh,
all the
oh.
games on the list.
No,
Next tab.
I'm on the right. No, I'm on the right tab. I'm on the right tab.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little bit. It's a little bit longer.
When I say a longer list, I mean it has precisely one more game.
Well, that's longer. You're right. I will give you that much. Anyway, I'm not going to concede anything else until all the votes are counted. God damn
God,
it.
I've
Anyway.
got CNN over on the side, and I can only occasionally think about it without
Awesome.
having to chill.
So, what is this show about? Like I said at the top, it's about shitty games. It's about good games. Some of them are good. Some of them are bad. We're going to talk about them. We're going to drink, but mostly we're going to drink. So, with that in mind, we are going to show the trailer. You've got a link to the thing right there, unless you're in the audience, because you don't got shit. You get to hear us talk about it and see it. So, we're going to start with the first trailer. The first one is Lost Grimoire, Stolen Kingdom. And my handy-dandy notes over here says, date, November 2016. Happens to be this month. Hidden object game.
Oh
Fuck.
boy.
Hey, I like those.
Wait, that's not what the notes
That
say.
makes one person.
Yeah, only Caitlin gives a damn about the hidden object game, but take a
They're
look at
fun
the hidden
and they're
object.
relaxing, okay? Gosh darn it, you guys.
How are they relaxing?
Because, you just meander. Hey, it's Artifacts Moonday. I've played all of their other games, and I've reviewed all of their other games, actually. And I like theirs. They always have a shitty plot, but damn, are they fun.
I'm glad that there's actually someone among us that does play these, because otherwise I would sit here and wonder, who the fuck plays these?
Wait a minute, is this-
65-year-old women that are retired and playing on Big Fish Games are the people.
Is this like for the Wii?
Yes, Big Fish Games does sell and publish these, but Artifacts Mundi is the one who makes these particular line of games, and they're all pretty much the same, except that the puzzles are different in each game, and they're actually hella good, guys. You want to, if you just want to, meander through a couple puzzles all day, like putting together a jigsaw puzzle without 1,000 pieces that you gotta lose, play this game. It's probably like $5. It's fun.
I bet if I clicked on it, it's probably $20 from the developer, but I'll check. And we have our first death of the evening. I hear sirens outside. That's fun. But
They're probably at the polls.
Oh, I found out how the guy at
Yeah.
Chili's died, by the way.
Oh, how'd he die? By the way, I have to give some clarification on this. So, Caitlin, in case you haven't watched any of her streams, works at Chili's. I know this is amazing information if you follow her at all. But someone recently died at her Chili's location. She had to sub. Please go on.
So, yeah, what happened was Sunday we lost like a couple of our staff because they had to go help out at the other Chili's, our sister restaurant 2 miles down the road. Apparently at that restaurant someone OD'd on heroin and they found him.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was a cook. It was actually a cook.
It was a
server.
cook.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was staff.
They were shooting heroin while they were just cooking food.
I
Well,
don't.
they were-
I just know-
Honestly, I don't think it's a good idea for us to talk about this on stream.
Yeah, we should probably
fair.
not.
Fair
We're
point.
not
So,
going
yeah,
to discuss
bad.
this.
It was
So
bad,
getting
and
back
now
to the
I forget
game.
why.
Yeah, let's get back to the
Yeah.
game. So, while Caitlin's phone explodes from her manager possibly finding out, I do want to say that
I
I
know.
don't know.
Unless-
Chili's. That's all I can say.
unless I want to get sued by Chili's, I'm just saying, man.
We don't have to worry about
If I go to the Steam page, either Steam's having some serious issues right now, or the developers haven't bothered to actually put anything on their page. Is anybody else having trouble with their Steam page right now for this game, Lost Grimoire?
Oh, mine works okay.
Okay. Does it look as shitty as I think it does?
It's definitely a find a hidden object adventure game. So,
Thank
yes.
you. That's all I need to hear.
I
Eli,
need to be able to... Sorry, go ahead.
Eli, do you have any thoughts? And then Canuck, do you have any thoughts? We'll start with Eli.
I don't like hidden object games.
Okay.
So that's my feedback. I don't want it.
Cool. Canuck,
I'm thinking I need my Wiimote to play this.
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It is the worst thing.
I think it'd be the worst because there's not really anything like stepping out for me on this one. I think I have like maybe a $5 game that does this on the Wii back in 2008 maybe.
Yeah.
Having
We
played
need
other
something
games,
cool.
I can't imagine playing this on the Wii. It would be really freaking weird.
Really? Because it looks like
Yeah.
there's a couple of points, especially that scene with the crossbow. I feel like that is kind of
Crossbow
streaky.
isn't operated by you. You set it up, and then it's like a cutscene.
Oh, so the most fun part of the game of the trailer isn't operated by you.
Puzzles are the
Wow.
most fun part. It's not a motion controlled game, not at all.
Hey, don't get me wrong, I love my puzzles and all, but I
It's a
kind of
puzzle
want,
game.
if I see the ability to do some kind of action, I
It
want to
is
do the
literally
action.
a game about puzzles, a la Freddy Fish, a la Pajama Sam. Puzzles. You're doing puzzles. You're not doing anything like active. But like I said, they're relaxing and they're fun, especially from this dev.
But what's the target audience, though?
Slow-moving people. I mean,
Me. Okay.
Yes, you're right. Bottle
missed!
left. She is the the average middle-aged woman gamer. No,
What?
just kidding. Just
Don't
kidding. Because most of the bottle of wine that was cracking me up.
yeah, that was the best part. But anyway, we're going to move on to something that looks slightly better, which I never thought I'd say this, has Ben friggin' Stein and Christopher friggin' Lloyd in it, which
Really?
is awesomeness in and of itself. It's a re-release of a game back from the, I'm guessing, the 90s, because I think that's the last time anybody gave a shit about Ben Stein. The game is called Toonstruck, and yeah, so Christopher Lloyd, Ben Stein, Dan Castanella, Tim Curry, Dom DeLuise. Wow. So
I mean, this is almost like a Dancing of the Stars video game edition, kind of.
You know,
almost.
that's really interesting
Whoa.
that Christopher Lloyd would have been in this, considering that he was also in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
He was indeed, actually. I really would have liked it if they added Christopher Walken as well, just to get the Chris's, because that would have been wonderful. But this thing,
Do you see the minimum? I know I always talk about the specs. I love these minimum specs. 0.3 gigahertz. 20 megabytes of RAM, and actually, weirdly, 1,200 megabytes of available space. That seems like a lot at the end of needing only.
Well,
You
you
need
gotta
less
figure
than a
it
gig.
looks like it's actually decent quality video considering when it was made.
Yeah,
Probably all came on CD-ROMs, right? So it all fit
Yeah.
on CD-ROM, right?
Yeah,
Or
you
two
probably had to
CD-ROMs,
play
I'm
it off
guessing.
of the CD-ROM the whole time.
Right, that's
So,
right.
and it was probably split into like 3 CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 at the end of
You
disc
get
1.
1,200 megabytes on 2 CDs, right? I think.
Yeah. I
This looks like a good candidate for Sega CD.
It does.
Oh, come on. The full
But it
motion
was
video
on
doesn't look half
Oh
as
my
bad as
God.
it should.
The little poses of Christopher Lloyd flexing back and forth for no apparent reason.
There's
The trailer
always
is
reason.
hysterical.
I
kinda
just like the
play this, but I don't want to pay for it.
No, it says it was only on Windows and DOS and Mac.
Yeah, and here it is again for us.
Huh.
I need this. I feel like I need this. We just got done bitching about boring looking games, but when you've got names like Tim Curry, Dom DeLuise, and Christopher Lloyd, how can you go wrong?
Yeah, no, this looks like a lot of fun.
I don't even need to know what's going on. That's the best part of it all.
Oh my god, and the cow tied up to the wheel, like the throwing knife wheel, and it looked like it had a chain going from a nose ring to one of its udder nipples.
I do want to make sure that I'm seeing this correctly. That is indeed a large man wearing a tutu, sitting on a bowling ball and then squeezing out the bowling ball with his ass.
That would be unpleasant.
Day one
So was
purchase.
this game considered good? Here, I'm gonna find it on the Wikipedia page.
I think we're gonna need Wikipedia. on
It
this.
says, although receiving mostly positive reviews from game critics, the game wasn't overly successful due to the rise of new 3D games and the overall decline of the adventure game genre, as well as poor marketing.
But this is
We
obvious.
don't need to bring that old shit back into this.
Oh, we always have to. Today is the day
It
for
still
misery.
makes me laugh a
Hey,
little.
the genre is very important.
Yes.
Well, that being said, you Pokemon addict, what are your thoughts on this? You know, compared to what we saw in the last trailer.
By the way, is there a clinic for Pokemon detox or anything?
Well, there was, but then everybody started calling it a Poke Center, and it just went to hell.
I think it was Pokemon Go Away.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Oh man.
It's like a spray.
Moving right on.
Okay, away.
Pokemon, go away. You instantly are blind and can no longer play Pokemon.
Caitlin, your thoughts on this thing, since we just got done ripping on Big Fish Flash type games.
But see, I totally would have played the other one. This one looks like bad Photoshop with Christopher Lloyd as like a way to sell it.
Wait, but is Christopher Lloyd the Photoshop, or?
Yeah, he's like, okay, it's not Photoshop because it's moving, but he's legit just copy pasted into there.
Yeah,
Well, it looks more like a chroma key kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just bad.
I do want to say,
Bad.
if you need a better laugh, instead of going to the Steam page, go to the GOG.com listing, because the still shot of Christopher Lloyd, I'm going to post it in the chat in a second, the still shot of Christopher Lloyd looks way more like Dana Carvey than it probably really needs to.
I don't know. I'm still memorized by
It
that
kind of
one.
does look like Dana Carvey.
That one scene where he's like being magically changed into Nicolas Cage. I don't know. Something magical about that.
That is
I don't
rather
know.
nice.
If he's not screaming bees, I just can't see him as being Nicolas Cage.
The bees! This is true.
Bees?
Bees!
No,
They're in my eyes!
Oh my god. Oh my.
Humanity reference. Bees?
We could do that, but we're not going to do that. I know we just got done ripping on shitty looking games, but this to me has humor that I would probably jump on. It
And
feels
it's also
a lot like
20 years old, so the graphics are a lot more forgivable.
Why are we looking at the trailer for a 20-year-old game? I thought this was coming
Because
out.
it's being
They
re-released on
re-released it.
Steam.
you didn't really think that they spent. You didn't think they spent all that money on making Christopher Lloyd not look like he's old.
Yeah, I thought they legit did.
Wow.
But
She's
hey,
the lightweight. Yes.
Steven, as far as Nicolas Cage with bees in his eyes, did you ever see the Nostalgia Critic review of that?
Yes.
Gummy bears bouncing here and there and in your face. Best line, the whole review.
I still can't not laugh when I hear someone say about bubbles. But anyway.
Bubbles!
Fucking bubbles! Have we hit our pop culture reference bingo card yet? I'm pretty sure we're close. But
I don't know
anyway,
what the fuck any of you guys are talking about.
it doesn't matter what we're talking about. But anyway, it really comes down to old game being re-released. This looks kind of like Monkey Island style humor, which I'm all for. So
Very much like
love
Cool
that.
World.
Yeah, very Cool World. Although not as much everything that
Vulgarity?
made Cool World.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
as adult as Cool World.
And that's a damn shame. I'm just gonna let that hang in the air so you can think about Cool World and Ben Stein.
Win Ben Stein's money.
You know, most of the people watching probably have no idea what the fuck Cool World
Because
even
they're all
is.
fucking young, and damn it, when I was your age, we had cartoons that mattered.
I had
I
that.
know, right? Damn kids, get off my lawn!
That's right.
All right, grandpas.
Anyway, we're gonna move on.
Dare you.
Which this sounds very much like a knockoff of Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's probably not. It's a knockoff of something else. It is. It's a knockoff of Diablo. It is called Guardians of Ember. Diablo style. Count the buzzwords, children.
It says it's an
Diablo
MMO.
style MMO. Although this one has more, a few more PvP icons options if that's your thing. Icons too. So PvP dungeon crawler thing.
So it's Path of Exile, basically.
It
Right.
looks pretty.
It does look pretty. I
It's
agree.
a paid for Path of Exile.
Oh, you have to buy it.
Oh, of course you do.
So why would anybody go for this when Path of Exile is free?
Ah, that's a really good question. Let's watch the trailer and find
Maybe
out.
there are features.
Well, I know that they're stealing
It's just like
half.
Path of Exile, except it costs money.
You know,
it looks-
Path of Exile also has a gigantic ability tree where you can get anything on it that you want. It's just you have to decide, you know, what you actually want to use points on to get to the things you want.
I know I might sound like I'm kind of nitpicking a little bit, but I'm going to do it anyway. Their website looks really, really, really close to the Guild Wars 2 website. Maybe that's just me, but it looks like they've kind of aped.
You know, I've noticed that a lot of MMO websites look pretty much the same now. So
They do. It's just the design of the Guild Wars 2 website, which I love. It just looks really, really bang on to what they've got on their own site. So maybe I'm being a little but there's the link to it.
It's funny because like the MMO cash-in, I thought, particularly of this nature, I thought that had ended, or at least maybe gotten a little like a bit of a lull in the past few years. But I feel like it's kind of coming back. The fantasy MMO with the bajillion skills and all the character classes. Like I guess there's like this resurgence, and I
hope
don't
they
know
fail.
Tell us
Yeah.
how you really feel, man.
care about these games very often. There's very few that ever look very interesting.
You know, honestly, like, there have been so many fantasy MMOs and so many fantasy games in general that I'm just tired of them. Like,
Yeah.
I've
Don't
been
say
tired
word fantasy like that, Eli. Like Space is any better.
Space is better.
You know
Space
what?
is
The
way
thing
better.
is, there are a shit ton of shitty space games, and I have generally avoided the shitty space games that are not creative.
Space is bigger than,
I
like,
happen to
fantasy
like
stuff.
Star
Especially right
Citizen,
now.
despite the shit that's been going on with it, because it seems extremely different and way more open-ended than any of the other games that have come before it. It's just a question of, you know, how well they're really going to do. But with fantasy games, it's just rehash after rehash after rehash after rehash of the same shit that they've been using for decades. They're just updating the same stuff with so many games every year. I'm just tired of it. Because it's
I agree.
like, okay, I've done that before. Do I,
How
do I
many
need to
different
do it
versions
where...
of an elf can you really portray?
Seriously. And
all
when
I'm
this-
seeing out of this trailer is the attack weak point for massive damage. That's all
Oh.
I'm seeing here.
That's
Yeah,
a very
Giant crab
clever
battle.
gameplay
And-
mechanic.
And seriously, the stuff that I'm seeing in the trailer, like the way the graphics look, the way the characters play, it looks like Path of Exile. Why did this get made? Like, it looks like it's just a copy. And you have to pay for it when
Well,
you
a
can
lot-
play Path of Exile for free?
A lot of it basically just comes down to, and this is the other thing that I kind of want to throw on top of your rant. I cannot understand why developers that don't have much of a track record, why the fuck would you tackle an MMO? It is probably one of the most expensive game genres to actually develop and
Yeah.
maintain. Why would you do such a thing? Stick
Yeah,
to
do
mobile.
this as a single player experience so that you can get it really well polished and really fucking fun. Because if you try to do an MMO where people realistically expect to be able to play with and against each other, you have to do a damn good job of it for
So-
it to be fun for people.
The other thing that gives me a real big concern about this. Okay, so it might not be paid for because I noticed that the developers, in this case Rune Waker Games, has also done another fantasy MMO called Dragon's Prophet, which is a free-to-play. But they've got a bunch of content packs that are obviously paid DLC. The thing I don't quite understand is they've only got one other game under their belt. Why the fuck are they doing essentially the same thing with a scene change?
You know what it says to me? It says that in the other game,
I think Dragon's Prophet's gonna disappear real fucking soon.
it says to me that Dragon's Prophet didn't bring in the profit that they were expecting. And they thought that if they changed it up a little bit into a different format that requires paying up front, they might be able to be a little more successful. And I think they're stupid.
more than likely. But again, there's no actual price listed on the game, which is funny. But if you go to their site, it says buy now. So common sense kind of tells me that there is going to be a price tag to this game. It's going to be a buy once and play however long, kind of like Guild Wars 2 was, which I'm still bitter that people can just jump in for free. It's good. You know, I don't mind, but still.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine.
It doesn't piss me off at all.
No, not at all. No, not like I've been playing Guild Wars since the fucking beginning in Prophecies, before it was even called Prophecies, but hey, whatever. But, you know.
Not bitter at all.
Nope, not bitter. Nope. Anyway, yeah, so when I see a developer that is basically new, you know, they still have that shrink wrap smell. Their last game was released in 2013, was free to play with DLC. Now they're coming out with a paid MMO. I hesitate to invoke the name of Starforge and then Reign of Kings, but yeah, that kind of stinks a little bit. But maybe I'm just being cynical. I'm probably right though. We've lost Caitlyn to Pokemon, so it's okay, and it's not pretty enough.
We
so that's
always
okay.
do.
I already told you what I thought about it, though, and I think it looks pretty, and I feel like you guys are not giving it a chance.
That response right there from her is the "so what if I check out?"
So we're gonna move on to the next one. The next one, by the way, in case anybody wants to check out, not that I'm encouraging any ill thoughts or alcohol. Trump 139, Clinton 104.
Oh yeah, are you watching CNN?
Yeah.
Yeah, it literally is what flashed for me.
I am really sad that this is as close as it is right now.
I am enjoying the series finale of America.
I friggin' hate that. You know what's going to happen?
Season you watch, we'll be renewed.
For some reason, they're going to write in the same ending like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The whole goddamn town explodes, and everybody just walks away.
You know what? You know what I did like? I don't know if you saw this, Fanif, but there was this like Canadian-made video where a bunch of people got on like social media or whatever and like recorded themselves saying, "America, you're already great," and it was like a good 20 or 30 people that they got together and made this video, and they were all Canadian.
That many people
Canada
thought that
loves
much
you,
of America?
and we think you're great.
Now, how long ago was this video made? I think our opinions have changed
about a month ago.
I feel like
This is supposed to encourage people to help understand that we were already great, and therefore making us great again was not necessary.
Fair enough. Yes.
I still love the Dan Bull, the rapper over in the UK. He has a YouTube channel. Check it out. It's awesome. I love that he released a hashtag in a video that said "Make America British Again," and he laid out a really, really good set of reasons as to why we should just recolonize. And yeah,
because they've got the best words.
They should. They stole them first. We stole them when we took letters out.
Huge.
They did.
Indeed.
That's still not a.
Oh, gee, Warrior is trying to commit seppuku again.
He's always making a mess out of our chat room.
Wait, Dreamy Warrior's got the right fucking idea tonight.
Luckily, it didn't fucking work for him this time.
Why didn't you? I don't understand. Did you make it so we can't commit seppuku anymore?
I didn't touch it. He's just used it too much, and now Moobot says "fuck you all."
We've actually gone militant with our suicide prevention hotline now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Now, if you try and commit seppuku, we're gonna shoot you.
Yeah. Well.
Take that, attempted suicide.
It's just like swabbing the arm before the lethal injection in some states. I'm just saying. It doesn't make sense to me. Still doesn't.
Oh man, it does seem to be disabled. Oh, I didn't spell it right.
Maybe somebody went in and messed with the settings. It wasn't me that did it, but
I wouldn't do it. I love the seppuku. It actually makes me laugh every time.
I think I didn't spell it right. Did I spell it right?
So, coming from a newbie, what is seppuku?
Seppuku is a ritualistic suicide in Japanese culture from the samurai period.
I thought it was like honor.
It was an honor suicide where basically a samurai whose honor had been tarnished would use essentially a tanto to slice up their stomach, and then another samurai would chop their head off.
Yep, it's like they would, the fall upon your own sword logic.
So it's kind of like Harakiri.
Harakiri is sort of the same thing. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a separate Japanese suicide concept.
Okay.
There's a lot of Japanese suicide concepts.
They
I'm
have the
starting to-
suicide forest, for God's sake.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, really, when it comes down to it, more and more, probably not a bad plan. But anyway, Grimoire is going to keep
Right
killing
now?
himself.
Yeah.
Oh, he finally
Oh,
managed
he did
to
it.
seppuku.
Sirs.
And I agree, a presidency
mop
without
again.
Harambe is no presidency at all.
Well, it would expose plenty of dicks.
Yes.
It's already done a very good job.
I
Too much
agree.
seppuku and dicks in one conversation.
No, there's never enough of either. I think we need more liquor for the conversation. But anyway, we're going to move on.
At the rate we're going, I may need to grab more booze before we get halfway into the
If you're
show.
gonna
You
get
might want to do
drunk
that.
tonight to do it, because fuck this election.
Yeah, you might want to do
Seriously.
it at this point because we're already halfway through the list, so we're going to have to slow it down with more patter. So,
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty to talk about at the end.
there is so much that's going to be talked about at the end. But Eli, if you got to go get more booze, please be my guest.
Okay, I still have this much Moscow Mule left.
We don't see
You mean this
anything.
much
That
space?
is so cool.
This
Clear.
much. You see my fingers here.
Wait,
This
put it in
much
front of your face.
Moscow
Put it in
Mule
front of your
left.
face with the empty half on it. On the
Yeah,
on your
please.
side.
This is about the equivalent of 1.5 normal Moscow Mules.
Can you make
after I
yourself
drink this much
Starship
Moscow
eye
Mule.
patch?
Eli, just do this real quick.
Yeah,
The
please.
cup, because I want to see the top.
There you go.
Yeah, we can see space in the bottom half and your and your eyeballs in the top half.
Yeah, you can't tell me he didn't plan this
Dude, your
crap.
space case.
That is so cool.
That is
I'm
really
just
cool.
switching
Kind of
over
dope.
to
Is your
unmarked
cup
meat at
green
this
too,
point. so-
Eli?
What?
What's that?
Is your
No,
cup
it's
also
blue.
green?
It's blue,
it's
but
the
it's
same
close
cup
enough
he
to
usually
green
has.
that the yellowish color of the Moscow Mule makes it look green.
Yeah. It's his usual cup.
Mhm.
Wait, is it? Because usually you have the green one, don't you?
It's blue.
Maybe
I'm just
I'm
waiting
colorblind.
for his insides to go, see through as well.
Oh
but I
no,
Don't think
he'll
that's
be
going to
fine.
happen.
Okay,
It'll
this
be-
is not like drinking radioactive stuff and glowing green.
Although that would be a really good idea too,
Man,
right?
So,
Go
video
get
games.
more, and we're gonna get to the next one. Yeah,
no,
we're
I
gonna
don't
get back.
more yet.
Okay,
Besides, there's no more ice in this drink. It's not going to help.
that's true. So the next game on this list is weirdly called Icarus One. I'm betting it's space. It is a first-person sci-fi horror game along the lines of System Shock. That remains to be seen.
Ooh, that's
That's a
big
bad
claims right
time to
there.
make that comparison when company is remaking System Shock.
Well, these are notes from Stylo,
Inspirations
so
of
it's not
that.
necessarily. But there is a demo.
Fair
That's
enough.
a
I
good
thought
sign.
that was the company making that.
No, the company just says abandoned for decades, crew missing, the Icarus, and that's the whole description. It's glorious.
I apologize, Stylo. I didn't mean to offend you.
That is the whole description off of the Steam page, so you know you're in for a treat when you don't
They,
even get
they,
a full.
they added a little more with the same exact first sentence below that.
Yep.
But it's also, I mean, it's a little bit mundane. But the Icarus's job was to store mine minerals from the system's outlying planets and perform research duties. It orbits the local sun to maintain its solar energy and provided a lucrative business for JME Corp. After contact was lost, no rescue attempt was ever made with the stricken station. Instead, the project was mothballed, a cover-up, some may say. Many stories about what happened have become lore, but Sam isn't focusing on these stories. The goal is the cargo and the wealth it will bring.
I love that we're supposed to give a shit about a character we have no backstory for, and we get the backstory that sounds like every bad hackneyed sci-fi screenwriter ever.
I wish we could hear about his starving 2-year-old at home. It would
Yeah.
really be more convincing.
I totally
Can
need to know.
Can I just say this trailer is stupid? It spends all its time
Game looks really
switching-
pretty.
but it keeps switching just from one fixed camera angle to another.
Yeah,
And
it looks like
looks-
a screenshot simulator.
No, it's not screenshots. You can see the helmet HUD in the shot and everything, and then you see where in certain spots it's supposed to be that your helmet, like the glass on it is cracked or something, but it just keeps switching from one view to the other. It isn't showing any actual gameplay. It's just showing you scenes.
I think I see a boom mic in the one. Yeah, I mean, you're basically just seeing
Okay,
like
this
not even
isn't
a-
Resident Evil's theatrical release.
Oh, but that's a shame because those are great. But yeah,
Seriously.
no,
I counted like 13 shots in that movie where the boom mic was in front of the camera.
Well, at least it's not like an Uwe Boll movie where, you know, that's the best part of the scene. But anyway, yeah, Eli's right. It's basically that for their trailer, they got the main character to just stand there, and they just took a little bit of footage, and then they moved him elsewhere in the level and took a little bit of footage, and it's basically just like a travel log.
It
Which
tells me
is
that
kinda
they don't
boring.
think the gameplay was interesting enough to make a trailer.
Yeah, I mean, everything's coming from the character's perspective, which is fine, but
Yeah,
What
but
other
couldn't
games
they have,
did
couldn't they have gotten
Electrolyte
like
do?
15 seconds of the character actually doing anything?
no, we're not allowed to. Anyway, Kellogg, what was that?
That was fan.
Oh. Yep, that was
Oh,
me.
Yeah.
Yes.
What other games did Electrolyte do?
Ah, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah,
So if
that's
click
I
on
saw
it-
that logo look familiar.
Nothing. Well, no, that's not true. They did a game called Reprisal Universe for $7,
Prisal Universe.
which is a
Shit's
weird
pretty-
isometric something or other.
kind of
Something.
city building game.
It looks like either that or Captain Toad.
It got good reviews.
Yeah, because this game seems very shiny, very first generation Xbox 360.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair statement to make, but
There's a free demo.
Here's that thing. Yeah, there's a free demo of Icarus 1. There is the previous game that they've done, but hey, it's got electrolytes.
Okay, I gotta say,
That is true.
That demo, I think they're overcharging for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think that they
Charging
should
for
be
free
paying?
demo?
They should be paying people
Yeah.
for the demo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a fair statement. That's a fair statement.
Well,
I'd
I'll
like
take
to
$5
download
to play
it.
that demo.
Yeah. I'm still gonna download it and then I'm gonna cry like tears of blood probably on this one.
Probably.
But I am glad that I worked in an idiocracy joke. So you know, kudos
Yeah,
to me.
I definitely caught that. So, what is this game like? What is the gameplay supposed to be? Is
We
this like,
don't know.
I bet it's a
weak-
walking simulator.
It's a weak, watered down version of I think the first 20 minutes of Alien.
I mean,
This is like if Alien was all about Weyland Yutani and paper pushing, that would be this game. Like that's
how
the
are
whole
they
description.
pulling up these crap things? Like how?
What? How do you
How?
not know Alien? What?
No, not Alien. I'm talking about like this game. How did this make the list? Why are
It-
we pulling this crap up?
Okay,
I
okay,
love-
Caitlin, we
Torchfork
put-
it.
we put bad games in the list so that we can talk about bad games.
Ah, the
Okay.
good and the bad. Good and the
Forgive me,
bad.
but I really enjoyed that Hidden Object trailer, and it was the best one so far. So
I will
Okay, now
disagree.
I'm not gonna dispute that,
yeah.
but
That was the best
that
one.
doesn't mean that or this are good.
Wait. You think that Lost Grimoire was better than Toonstruck? Come
I
on.
just wasn't offering opinion on that.
Okay, that's fair.
just saying.
I just want to watch The Martian right now for some strangers.
right.
I just
And
watched.
The Martian would be
I
a
wa-
much better use of your time than
Well,
this.
you'd probably get more sense of fulfillment out of watching The Martian than
Yeah.
considering it's a complete comedy.
Speaking of comedy, comedy of errors anyway. Back to the voting. It is 149 Trump, 109 Clinton.
I like this comedy better.
I agree. So let's move on to more miserable shit. The next game on the list is Candle. That's what it's called, Candle. It is a
Candle?
platform adventure game with a neat art style.
Neat.
I gotta say, it's
Neat.
kind of, yeah,
That's so nifty.
looks kind of stained glass-ish. So I kind of like that.
that the
but
gods
neat.
created the world and all life
Ooh,
Pretty so far.
so far.
ignited with a spark of life.
So
Civilization
I'm
climbed
definitely
into
getting a
being.
little Big Planet
Most
vibe out of this.
harmony.
Okay, but it kind of reminds me of Monty
The
Python,
world
honestly.
Centuries passed by.
The art style makes me think of
Oh wow!
I feel like
You're right.
with the giant foot dropping down on people.
I feel like now we need a march in the background.
No, we need that shot of the guy running towards the castle.
Ah, yeah.
Sure.
You know, we could use some Gumbies as well, just to add some flavor in there.
And a dead parrot.
And a dead. Well, he's sleeping.
Is it me or was
This
it
parrot is no more.
a show of Kablam where there was like
Oh yeah.
he wrecking the city like Godzilla?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the show that was in? Because I just had that image in my brain.
Well, we're gonna have to see the trailer one more time to see if I can put the 2 and 2 together and make 6. So.
Seriously,
the
I
trailer.
have a strong image of Gumby wrecking towns, and I want to know where it came from. Maybe it was Robot Chicken.
It's probably Robot Chicken.
Probably.
Because I really don't think you'd be able to see. Now, I don't mean that Gumby. I mean the Monty Python Gumby, which is slightly
Yeah.
different. Like
Oh,
it's-
I was thinking of Gumby like, you know, Gumby.
You
No,
know,
the
I
other Gumby.
wonder if the people that created Gumby had been watching a lot of Monty Python.
It's very likely. It's very.
Or how about a twist?
I loved Gumby
It
when
could
I-
actually be Monty Python taking, hints from Gumby.
Well, the Monty
when
Python
did
thing came before.
when did the children's Gumby thing come out? Because I'm pretty sure
I'm on it.
that Steven is
I
right
don't
on it.
actually know what I liked about Gumby as a kid, but I had a Gumby toy that would like stretch and twist and like.
I had one too.
It was
Yeah.
like a Betty.
Everybody
Like how? Like
Remember his buddy, his little pony buddy?
Yeah, but did anybody have Pokey?
Pokey.
Okay, so I think this is going to be one of those times where it's not. So Gumby apparently originally started on the Howdy Doody show back in the 50s.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
damn.
1955 to 1957 was a recurring character. Then it got its own show in 57 and ran to 68. And the stuff that I probably remember was 1988, which only apparently lasted a year. So
That's probably what I remember as well.
Not surprising that it would only last a year.
exactly. But the long and short, it is probably a situation where the creators of Monty Python, or Python, depending, saw that, thought, that's a really good name for a bit character. We'll do that. And that's where that came.
Well, I stand corrected then. Monty
Yeah.
Python people were just more clever than me and wanted to make fun of our stupid shit.
No, but it looks like you learn something new every day. And this is the point where I wish we had the more you know graphic just appear on screen, but we don't have that. So we're going to skip
Yeah,
it.
I only remember it because Gumby was in black and white way back when, so that's why
Yes.
I brought that up.
No, that's fair. Well,
Hey, you corrected the shit out of us stupid Americans.
that
We'll
is
take it.
right.
Well, I mean,
We're
looking at
not.
the
We don't
election
have a
results, I don't
problem
think
with
that was
being
much of a
wrong.
stretch.
You know,
Actually, we do have a problem with being wrong.
no,
At
we
least
don't. Shut up, Steven. I'm right.
You're wrong.
Well,
Wrong.
according to this
Wrong.
giant red map I'm looking at, we do have a problem with being wrong. But whatever.
Yeah, this map's been looking worse and worse as the night goes along.
I tell you, The Simpsons predicted it. The Simpsons predicted
This
it.
is entirely true. I do feel like we're going to recreate Fallout 3. We're all sitting in 10 Penny Tower. Are we going to hit that button or what?
God,
I'm
is
just gonna
there
move
a
in with
reset
with
button?
Xanath.
The shiny candy-like button. Anyway,
Yeah,
we're going to
so
move on to the next one.
The border for Canada and U.S. is closed until 2024. Just letting you
Nice.
guys know. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta
should
build a
probably
wall.
Close it till 2020.
Yeah, and we're gonna make you Americans
Not
pay for it.
a
Apparently.
Jeez, man.
But to
I'm
be
kidding.
fair,
I'm kidding.
Huge, you won't even know.
Hey
To be
guys,
fair,
last
though,
time I
let's-
was in Canada was back when you didn't need a passport to go to Canada.
this is
True.
true.
You know what?
And
Look at that.
then they let a bunch of people through and they thought, well, we're going to reinstitute that shit right away.
You know, Toronto's
Yeah.
a fun city. We could all move there.
So, yeah, Canada looks pretty.
Yeah, Campbell looks like a coloring book.
On the plus side, the wall that they
go
build,
there anymore.
on the plus side, the wall that they build will just say sorry on the front, so it's okay.
I mean, sorry.
Sorry, you can't come
No.
here.
Steven.
Yeah, guys,
Sorry.
video game.
No, we're gonna get to that in a second. Eli, say your one-liner and then we'll move on.
I was telling you, it's not gonna say sorry. It's gonna say sorry, eh?
Yeah, but at least you get
Yep.
poutine as a consolation prize.
Dude, poutine is fucking awesome.
I love poutine. Anyway, we're gonna
some great
okay.
shit.
So back to the game. Candle. I love the art style. I like platformers. I like this. I love this look that it's got going for itself. I was a big fan of stuff like Braid. You know,
Limbo.
Limbo is another one, but that was kind of dark,
Okay.
obviously.
I'm actually
This is
watching
adorable.
Ninja broadcasting Limbo right now. This is not as good as Limbo.
Oh, I don't know about that. Limbo was good.
It's
So
got
beautiful.
the style of Where the Wild Things Are almost.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does have that art style, but I love it. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this sucker. And, of course, Caitlin, is this cute or not cute?
It is very cute and it's very playable. I would play this.
Nice. All
Yeah.
right, well, there you go. It's an overwhelming I have nothing negative to say.
I mean, I like that the graphics are legitimately hand-drawn. Like, that's pretty wild. That's not something you often see. So,
And then
That's
when you
pretty
do
cool.
see it, it's usually not good. So
yeah, it's like super awkward or inconsistent. But this has a pretty consistent like artwork all throughout of it. And they maintain one style, which is the important part.
I agree. I
like
agree.
I like it.
Awesome.
I support it.
So that being said, Candle is looking for info, and they're not putting anything. So it's still in development. Release date. Oh no, it's not in development.
November
So
11th.
release date is November 11th. I wish they would put a price up. I really do. I don't see a price
Yeah.
on the page right now. But I love the updates. I love that the dev is active with their updates. I like that they're showing some behind the scenes stuff. I feel like that should be done more for games like this. Showcase the art, showcase the effort that goes into it. I like what I see.
Yeah, I agree.
That being said, we're going to move on to something that also looks as pretty, if not more, actually. The next game is following on that one name title, Silence.
It's golden.
No,
Yeah.
call it
Okay.
Silence.
No, seriously, everybody.
We shouldn't stay.
Shh.
The only certain thing is death.
Cricket.
Quiet.
If only the king would
No, it's Silence.
Shh.
Because if he did, so would silence.
Cricket.
Shh.
Try to remember.
I have a whole big bag of shh.
I knew it was leading to that. Anyway, let's talk about Silence.
So far, this game makes a lot of noise for being outside.
It does.
Seriously.
Ooh.
Oh my god, that girl though is so adorable. I wanna
Beyond
play-
Good and Evil. Beyond Good and Evil.
Beyond
Wait,
Good
where
and
is-
Evil
I'm
is
kind of
awesome.
getting that vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. Again,
Hello.
art style.
They have a weird blend of 2D and 3D graphics on multiple layers. Looks very awkward.
Yeah, it's almost disorienting a bit.
Yeah.
It's a lot
You know,
going
I don't
on.
know. I kind of like the way it's handling
It's,
things.
I think it's pretty. I mean, this is
so
another.
neat
this-
looking.
Yeah, I think this looks kind of interesting.
Was that a
Yep.
meteor from the sky?
Do meteors come from somewhere other than the sky?
Sometimes.
I hit the gate. Was that a meteor or something else? Not a meteor. You know, a little one, the tiny ones.
'Cause if
There is no difference between big or small. They're called
Okay.
meteorites if they hit the ground.
Well,
Okay, was
they-
that a meteorite?
Wait. They're meteorites after they enter the atmosphere.
Okay.
No, if they hit the ground, if they explode in the atmosphere, they're still considered a meteor.
I have such a fear of outer space that I don't even want to know what rocks that hit our ground are called. That's how much
They're
my
called
phobia-
meteorites, and
They're
they
called
hit
rocks.
all the time.
They're
So,
mostly trucks.
Wait,
Well,
why
anyway,
is,
is that a really big meteor hitting that gate?
why is it in space they're called asteroids and floating around in the hemisphere, and then the things on your... Never mind.
Okay, so
In
yeah,
space, when it's
when it
not
hits, it's a
hitting
meteor.
anything, it's an asteroid. When it's in orbit around the sun, it's not big enough to be considered a planet or anything like that. When it's entering the atmosphere, it's considered a meteor. When it hits the ground, it's a meteorite.
Thank
And
you, Mr.
in
Wizard.
space, no one can hear you scream.
Unfortunately,
So
but
then
they-
why why don't
Yes.
they call asteroids the things on your butt? Never mind. I'm sorry. That was
that's
bad.
hemorrhoids.
The hemorrhoid.
But those are they should be floating in
Those
the
are
hemisphere.
meteorites that have hit your butt and then they become hemorrhoids.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
We are
Sorry,
classy
guys, I'll go home later.
motherfuckers on
just
this show.
asteroids.
Oh, that
I'll just
hurt
resign
me.
now. Later.
You've been waiting that whole time. You know what? Go back. You're
my
already
one
in Canada,
hemorrhoid
but go
joke.
back to Canada. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Away.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go back to Canada, man.
I'll go stay in my igloo, eh?
That's
I
a
said
laugh.
Pet
Canada, not
penguin.
Alaska. Get it right.
Protect myself.
I
from
love how
flying-
stupid we are.
We're Americans. We know our stereotypes. Damn it.
Yeah, apparently I don't.
Blue in your fish, eh?
But anyway, so again, notice how all the jokes happen when I can't say anything negative about a game. I like what I see. Again, even though it looks a little weird with that 2D, 3D thing, I would totally play this. And I do feel the beyond good and evil vibes that are coming off of this game. And I would totally play it. So
So
False
what's the-
alarm, no meteors. It was a fireball.
it is a fireball.
Ah. So the
But
developer for this was,
meteorites create a fireball.
They
the
can.
developer for this was the developer of Candle, right?
They are the
What?
developer of, let's
thought-
see.
I thought they were the same.
Nope, it looks really
Nope.
close though, doesn't it? They are the developers behind Deponia, Night of the Rabbit.
Wait, this is Daedalic?
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
We've
Fuck,
talked about
there's
these
no
guys
way
before.
I'm playing this.
Oh, because of
Why?
Daedalic?
Why?
Because
Because they have a
Daedalic
really
was so
bad-
fucking shady that
Yeah.
what they did was they jacked up the price of their games to like almost $1,000 so that they could put it on sale for the normal price and just put 99% off.
Yeah, they've
They're
done some
Fucking
really
full of
sketchy.
shit. Fuck
It's
them.
kind of funny when you think
They've
about
done
it.
some really sketchy stuff business-wise in the past with pricing and whatnot. Does it necessarily mean that the game is shit? No, but if
Their
you
games
don't,
aren't that great anyway. Who cares?
well, that's the thing is, when it comes down to that kind of gaming, I really do hope that Steam steps in. Because Steam really has great oversight of everything that happens on Steam.
Because they really give a lot of shits about it.
They really don't. They just laugh to the bank, and then
They just make a ton of
Gaben-
money and like, yeah, you all the rest.
Gaben
figure it
gets another ring around himself.
By the way, Half-Life 3?
Oh, when's that happen?
I hope not.
out. Probably for VR is my guess.
Ugh. No, but we
I
will
hear it's
actually
coming
have,
out this year.
We will actually have Gordon Freeman
That's
with
what I heard, dude.
a VR helmet given to everybody before that actually happens. I'm just gonna
Hey,
go on.
The Gordon
So-
Freeman VR headset. You can think it looks however you want, and you're probably right.
I would like to be in the room where Chell
his
from
voice?
Portal and Gordon Freeman get into a conversation.
Okay,
Oh, you
Shell
never
from
shut the
Portal is more consistent, at least.
I don't know about that one, but anyway, we are gonna move on to the next game.
But yeah, Silence does look pretty. Very pretty.
Silence does look pretty, but when you realize who's behind it, you may want to give it a pass or wait until a sale when they just sell it for the regular price anyway.
The only way that I will ever wind up owning that game is if it comes in a fucking bundle with a bunch of other shit I want.
And I'm betting it probably will. You'll probably see it on the
Probably,
Hump
considering
Bundle.
that all their other fucking games have wound up in bundles.
This is true. Now, speaking of which, I hope you haven't drunk enough because we're going to look at,
I
of
have
all
no-
things, a
Planet Coaster.
coaster sim. So, in case you don't know, or I should say, the best game ever with roller coasters was Roller Coaster Tycoon. Not the newest version of Roller Coaster Tycoon because that friggin' sucked.
I
But
heard Triple X
Those weren't
Tycoon.
any good either.
Triple X Tycoon.
So
is
I know a
awesome
little bit about
as
Planet
well.
Coaster.
Do you?
I
Please.
do a little bit. I've been a bit of a follower of it. I'm excited.
Okay.
So first of all, it's made by Frontier, who makes Elite Dangerous, and so this was made by the same folks who made Elite Dangerous. And second of all, Frontier also made Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, which was the first 3D version of the Roller Coaster Tycoon, and was considered to be a pretty good game. I
Oh,
played
no.
Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, so yes, I know the good one as well. I've played it. That's the
To
one I
be
first played.
fair, though, I mean, people in general considered Elite and Elite Dangerous to be good games.
Mhm.
The
How-
whole roller coaster tycoon type of thing, though, is really contingent upon the taste of the person playing the game.
Well, it is a
Like-
simulation.
Well,
but
yeah,
I do find
I'm
it
not saying if
interesting.
you like Elite Dangerous, you're gonna like this game. That's not what I'm implying. What I'm implying is that Elite Dangerous was a good game. They did a pretty good job with Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. They lost the license to Roller Coaster Tycoon, but they're still, I think, pretty fucking excellent at making roller coaster games. So this, I think, is going to be the best roller coaster game available. There's actually, I think, the only other competing one is Roller Coaster Tycoon, right?
So what's funny about that? Can I just say how weird it is? How weird it is that Roller Coaster Tycoon 3D is not listed anywhere on Steam. Is that an Origin only thing?
No, it's Roller Coaster Tycoon. It's just 3, number 3.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. It's not listed on Steam anywhere. It's not even listed on Frontier's dev page.
Oh shit, man! Did they lose all rights to that ship?
I do not know. I do know that
it says, I have the description here that says it was made by
I was going to say, is that was that taken over by? That's an EA thing, so maybe
no, you can get it. It's here.
The copyright and the licensing issue would not prevent them from listing that they made the game, or from it appearing on Steam.
No, it's on Steam. You know why? It's because there's a registered symbol before the 3, so if you don't have that keyboard button.
No. I'm looking on their dev page specifically, and I see Crazy Machines 3. No.
They did Crazy Machines?
No, they did not. I was looking at a different one. But I just clicked on theirs after clicking on the roller coaster. Yeah, Planet.
It's weird. Why would they scrub
Frontier
it?
Developments. No, because here's what they have under their page: Elite Dangerous, Lost Winds, Lost Winds 2, Winter of the Melodias, Planet Coaster, Elite Dangerous Arena, all the Elite Dangerous DLC, and that's it. I see nothing about Roller Coaster Tycoon of any sort.
I don't know why they scrubbed it from their page, but if you look at the publishing page and you look on Steam, it says Frontier.
Well, let me just post this.
Publishing page is different. Publishing page is usually...
If you look on the Steam page, it says that Frontier is the developer and Atari is the publisher.
Yeah, so here's what I'm saying, though. If you click that link I just posted right there, store.steampower.com there, Chris, you will see, unless I'm totally missing it, there's one of 13 being shown, and I see no Roller Coaster Tycoon.
I'm telling you, you can look it up on Wikipedia if you got to. Frontier made it. Their logo's on the trailer for this game.
But it's not on Steam. That's the thing.
No, it is on Steam. I'm looking at the page, man. Right here, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Platinum. When you scroll down, and it says developer Frontier.
So then why would Frontier not have it listed under their developer page?
I have no idea. What? I think it has everything to do with the Roller Coaster Tycoon license.
Hang on. I think what happened...
I need a drink.
I think we all do. So it shows Frontier and Asper doing the Mac version.
Aspire Media handled the Macintosh version of it. I think that's probably just overriding it, is all.
So, yeah, here's the interesting bit.
And
when I do
actually,
go...
You know what? Okay, so...
It looks like two different companies, though.
Steven.
It's the same logo on the trailer that they have on Elite Dangerous.
That, but wait.
Hang on. Actually, what happened was on all the other games that Frontier did, they listed themselves as Frontier Developments. On that one, they listed as Frontier.
I think this is a legalese issue.
I caught that. I'm just wondering if there's some kind of behind-the-scenes
issue. It like, since the name is different, it doesn't include developments. I think it listed
if you look at just the Google representation, where it just says that
I'm not saying
Frontier Developments on other pages even. This game was made by the same company. It was named by the same guy. I'm not
saying you're wrong. I'm saying that the name is different. Like, the way it's listed is different. And so when you click on Frontier, it only shows the ones that are listed under Frontier. When you click on Frontier Developments, it shows the other ones that are listed as Frontier.
Right. And again, I'm simply saying it was a confusing thing at first. I don't think either one of you are wrong at any point. I'm just saying I find it kind of weird that they made such a goofy clerical error. You'd figure because of how long it's been since it was released, it would have been rectified. But again, Steam is not the brightest or the sharpest tool in the shed.
They made another roller coaster game that LucasArts published too.
I'm kind of tempted to say that they wanted to separate them out from each other because they're very different styles of game.
I'd agree.
It's possible, but it's still kind of dumb to do because now you've got Cosmic Coaster mixed in with Elite Dangerous, so that kind of throws
But
that.
the problem is, I'm pretty sure they lost the rights just to the Roller Coaster Tycoon license, and that they just weren't allowed to use it freely anymore. I mean, because they didn't own it to begin with; they had just been given it for number 3. They purchased it for number 3. They didn't do 1 and 2, and so
also
they only did number 3.
But again, this is a game that was released back in 2008. Things have changed. It's very likely that they went under a name change because of the branding, and they have to list it as 2 different companies, and blah blah blah. But anyway, long and short, this is essentially a reskinned, not official Roller Coaster Tycoon. Roller Toaster would sound fun if they brought back After Dark, personally, but whatever. Chris, you as the Roller Coaster Tycoon aficionado, what do you see in here that makes you happy? What makes you sad?
Well, I think I guess you never want to just like trust a developer outright because they made one good game. Doesn't mean they're necessarily going to make another good game. But because I really did enjoy Elite Dangerous, I thought it was a well-made game. It gives me hope that this will be a well-made game. And I think that Roller Coaster, kind of like I was saying before, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 was very much like I thought like a very good interpretation in 3D of the original game. And so I'm hoping they're going to take some of like the excellence that they've got with Elite Dangerous, particularly with maybe some of the the good game engine. They have a really good game engine. I'm sure they're going to utilize a lot of those technologies. I'm hoping that will bring just really interesting like dynamic elements to this. Like I'm looking here and I see like really polished, nice graphics. It looks like they're probably bringing like a pretty cool editor to the table. Generally, all around, this just looks awesome and looks very promising for a new roller coaster game. Also, the name is pretty cool, and they're I don't know if you there's a funny trailer they have. I don't think they've got it on Steam as their first trailer, but it's like just a guy walking through like a park and things are popping around everywhere, and it's great. It's just great. I was very impressed.
That's actually
like
a good
Channel
point.
Charm right now. It's great. We got the best roller coasters, the best trailers.
The best. They're
Best.
huge.
They're huge.
What's really freaking me,
They're
freaking me out
bigly.
though?
They're very bigly. Yeah, go ahead.
What's really freaking me out though is, and this goes to the same for all of the sim games. Why is it that when people are walking around, they're nice and calm when they see shit's building all around them? Wouldn't that like freak anybody out if they're walking and just seeing like crap appear out of nowhere?
It's totally fine.
I don't know about you, but for me, if I saw a random clown suddenly poof into existence in front of me, I'd be freaking out with happiness.
Fair enough.
Yeah, isn't that what that whole Halloween thing was all about? People so happy.
Hell
to see
yeah.
those clowns?
Yeah, like you see something just go poof, and it's right in front of you. Hell
I'm
yeah.
convinced that was a marketing scheme for the re-release of it.
So
Well,
speaking
that's
of
conspiracy.
frightening things,
I know. I
So,
can't look at the TV anymore.
I
Sometimes
will-
when I don't look at the right time, it shows.
Well,
like,
guys,
let me
streaming
bring it
is
to you.
Weird,
let me
guys.
bring it. Yeah, I
Ugh.
see it. I see that
Holy
weird stuff is
shit.
happening.
We're
Yeah.
flashing back into the
Secret.
future, people.
Whoa!
Oh, we're raving apparently.
That's
Stylo?
really cool.
I like it. Can we keep doing that for the rest of the stream?
Oh,
Well, we
Oh,
don't
Oh, there
have
we go.
Dance music for it.
This is true.
That's true.
We should pipe in some of the music from the Blade soundtrack. But anyway, to make you miserable,
You
to
know
make
what?
all of us miserable. No.
You know
wait,
what I
gotta
thought was
get through this.
hilarious, though?
I gotta get through this. Trump just won Ohio, so that
Really?
means
Surprise,
we are
surprise.
167 to 122 favor Trump.
It's true.
Okay, but you got to remember California, though.
California
55
hasn't come.
votes, almost guaranteed.
But Ohio is pretty much one of those states where if you win it, you kind
But
of
they're
just.
projecting Virginia for Hillary, and that was looking close and dangerous at the beginning.
This is true. I still want to saw off like Bugs Bunny. I still want to saw off.
Wait,
I just
which
like-
way did Virginia go? I live here.
Went to
it-
Hillary.
Uh,
Yes, you don't
I
have
have
to.
faith
Be,
in
you only
you.
have to be
Yes.
marginally ashamed, not full
Yeah,
on.
only slightly ashamed. But anyway, we do know somebody that's probably really sad about that right now, also in Virginia. But we won't mention that name. Eli, you were gonna say something.
wait,
was
was,
gonna
was,
say-
was that one person a Trump supporter?
That one person is indeed a Trump supporter.
Oh,
That one person
anyway.
that wanted to get Trump on the stream to talk about games.
No,
That's
no,
fucking
no.
stupid.
Oh gosh, no. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing.
So
Anyway,
I was
Eli, go
gonna
ahead.
say California is 55 electoral votes, almost
True.
guaranteed Hillary.
This is true. Almost. We're not sure yet.
Well, there are a fair number of conservative people in the state here, so it's not guaranteed.
Exactly.
But it is pretty fucking close, considering
But
that
if
just about every
Eli has
single...
any faith in his home state, guaranteed.
But
I don't have any fucking faith in the country in general now, considering our options for president are a bunch of people who are fucking nuts.
Can I
That's
just
true.
say that I probably would have voted for an actual vegetable, like a head of cabbage in a
Why
soup?
couldn't we have
Yeah,
Bernie? He's a
too.
nice man. He was a nice old man who just wanted to do good things.
What, Bernie?
Yeah.
Yeah,
cannot
why
have
couldn't we
two
have
good
him?
things in
I would
politics.
be all for that.
Hey, you know what? If I had the ability to vote for you guys in your election, I would vote. I would just write in Bernie Sanders.
Well, Chris, how are you feeling about Bernie
Lot-
Sanders at this
A
point?
lot of
'Cause
people.
I remember,
So a lot of people are supposedly writing in Bernie Sanders.
No, but he
because
can't
they're
win
so
a
pissed.
state that way.
Yeah, and I'm like,
It depends on the state.
yeah, I
yeah.
know. it
Some
depends on the
states
state.
allow write-in votes for somebody that is not registered as part of the election.
Mickey
Some
Well,
Mouse
you
has
can
been a
write whoever
closer-
you want in.
Okay.
You can write Obi-Wan Kenobi if you want. I mean, they can't stop you, and they still have to count it for Obi-Wan. Now you're right though. That if that
Officially, from
person's
what
not
I
eligible,
Okay,
or,
Yeah.
the issue is that some states legally do not recognize write-in votes for somebody that was not registered within a certain amount of time before the election.
yes,
But
no,
some
you're correct.
states
You're
do
correct.
recognize write-in votes for anybody, even if they weren't registered as a candidate.
regardless of any of that, it doesn't stop anybody from being a friggin' idiot. I mean, it's bad enough Gary Johnson's got like 2% everywhere. When milk outscores you, that's a fucking problem. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
but Gary Johnson is fucking insane.
This is true. And speaking of insane,
I
we're gonna.
actually gave him the benefit of the doubt until I saw some of the shit that he had to say.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Fuck him.
But that being said, well, the last game of the night, which we're probably going to talk about, and then we're going to talk about how terrible things are right now. The last game of the night is adequately and appropriately entitled Tyranny. Because we
Ooh.
couldn't be more on nose, could we?
Yeah.
Nope. So, the last game is called Tyranny. In Tyranny, the grand war between good and evil is over, and the forces of evil have won. What the?
been quelled.
Damn.
Oh no! No, this
Alright.
is the prediction we wanted.
I'm sorry. I'm just watching the map. Watching that map. Oh, man. That's
So,
The grand war between good and evil is over.
now
So
the irony of all of this is that it is developed by Obsidian and published by Paradox, so if you don't see the on-the-nose part, I think you need to stop watching. But yeah, that description right there.
What else did they make, Steven?
What else
Those
did
names are familiar.
So
Obsidian?
this is Paradox and
Yeah.
Obsidian.
Oh my god, so they made, they had a hand in South Park Stick of Truth. They did
also made
Star Wars
Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2
Yeah.
specifically. Pillars of Eternity. I'm thinking Dungeon
Oh,
Siege.
they did a bunch of South Park: The Stick of Truth and Dungeon Siege shit. Pillars
I
of
was
Then
trying
this
to
could
do it
really
from
be
memory. Already
something
said.
cool.
Yeah. So it's just really,
I'm-
really on that.
I'm gonna say this: Obsidian is the developer that has always gotten a really shitty budget for making games, even though it has some of the best people in the industry.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where their stories are phenomenal. I love every story of every game they've ever put out, but when it comes to the actual technical aspect, oh my god, the glitches. But a lot of that's because
Yeah, they get a lot of glitches, but they get some of the best games anyway.
and that's the thing is every time they've put out a game that everybody's like, oh, look at all these glitches. It's always because they did work for a bigger publisher that said, we need this out like yesterday. Can you get this game out exactly as it is right now? Don't finish it, push it out. For example, KOTOR 2 got released with a shit ton of content that wasn't finished. It wasn't in the final release. It took modders a couple of years to actually put that stuff back in, release it as a mod pack, and then you get the full copy of KOTOR 2. It's one of those developers that get the short end of the stick constantly, much like Bernie Sanders. And when it comes down to it, they had really good ideas, but they just didn't have the time or the effort to actually do them. Much like a Bernie Sanders voter. Not meaning you, Kellogg. It's okay. But that being said,
or use
aside
the
from
banner
the
to
topic
institute your
right
own.
now, I've never found an Obsidian
The
game I
destiny
didn't
of
like.
nations is
So-
yours to decide.
Even the fact that it looks kind of like a Diablo clone to a point, I don't mind because I know they can do justice with it. So show my bias, but somebody else want to run with this talking baton?
Peggy 16.
Well, I can't help but want to reconnect it to the theme of the evening, which has been the election. But I haven't I haven't waded my way into many of their games, but I have heard like universally good things about like you said, like Obsidian. I also think not that the publishers usually like much of a sign, but Paradox does seem to have an eye for just like good games. And they seem to just, I've not ever heard anything bad about Paradox, which is a good thing for a publisher. So I'm generally like into a lot of the stuff they publish. So I see those as like two very positive signs.
I gotta,
publisher.
and I'm seeing a lot of Pillars of Eternity. Maybe it's a little too early for me to tell. Too close to call.
Not that this really matters, but I did like the like first Dungeon Siege, and I did enjoy portions of South Park that I did get to play of the Stick of Truth.
Just if you get a chance, play Stick of Truth.
I gotta
Seriously,
finish
play
Oh
it.
my gosh, you should. It has a great plot.
Yeah, I heard. I had a friend that had it on.
Apparently, I need to stream this shit sometime since I have the fucking game in my library.
You have the
Yeah.
entire library. You have all the Steam.
I have
games.
half of Steam in my fucking library.
Wouldn't
That's true.
streaming that game break Twitch TOS? Like seriously, it's inappropriate.
Why?
There's a
I
couple
love
of
it.
points.
It's so inappropriate.
If
But-
it's not on the ban
Unless you-
list, then you can
Unless
play
you're
it on
playing
Steam.
the Australian version with all the censors.
What on earth is actually on the Twitch ban list? I have to know.
There are very few
Hatred is
games.
on
They
there,
are
I think.
generally
Mostly hentai games.
yeah. It's mostly hentai games
like,
because
big
those
games.
are basically porn games.
Well, what about Manhunt?
Manhunt is not on there.
Is not on the ban
He's
list?
not on the ban list.
Don't think so.
Man,
Wow.
It's
was Christian
seriously,
for its time, but
the-
in retrospect, it's not that bad.
The Twitch
I'll
ban list is almost entirely porn games.
Yeah, the only like super hyper, and I say that with quotes, violent game that's on there is I believe Postal, maybe. And
Is that
Hatred.
on there?
When that game is actually exceptionally racist, which is probably why that got banned.
Probably.
There's a lot
That's
of
a
racism.
fine game. I don't know what you're talking about.
Postal 2, man, like everything is a stereotype in that game,
Well, of course.
Everything.
including
So,
like
Pam-
Saudi
Jerry
like people coming
Coleman.
at you going, "La, la, 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 la."
Yeah, so I'm looking at it
Republican
right now, and basically, Manhunt 2 is on the ban list,
Aha.
but Manhunt is okay. Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy is on the ban list
Well,
because sex
Fahrenheit
scene.
Indigo Prophecy has a sex scene.
Yes, that's what I just said. And hatred for violence. But other than that, you've got such masterful hits as BMX XXX, Battle Rape.
Okay,
Uh,
BMX XXX had video of strippers.
Oh yes, that's why I'm going through it and saying
Now, is that the GameCube version, or is that,
That is
like
any
the-
version,
Every
period.
version of BMX XXX had video of strippers
Wait.
stripping.
This is my favorite title ever.
No, man, I got the edited version.
The Maiden Rape Assault Violent Semen Inferno.
What?
Is probably the best title I've seen for a very long time. You've also got Porno
No.
Studio Tycoon, which we've talked about on this show at least 4
All right,
times.
so now
No, we
that
talked
seems
about
like
Triple X Tycoon,
well, yeah, that's true.
porno
which
stuff.
was
What do they have,
pixelated
like,
and thus
pixelated
protected
nipples?
itself.
Yeah, so of course the guy game because topless and because they got sued into oblivion.
Yeah, because they had underage girls in that one, right?
Yeah, one of them
Oh,
supposedly
jeez.
lied about their age, and
Yeah.
they were actually 17. So whatever. Honey Camp Studio and Honey Pop because porn. Harem Party because come on.
How do you have
Uh,
underage girls?
Genital Jousting. I feel like shouldn't be. on
Genital
there.
What?
jousting.
Genital jousting? I want to know what the fuck that is.
I want to see that in the Olympics, man. Come on, that's hilarious.
Wait. We should
I
replace
just picture
curling.
two guys running at each other.
So
Wow.
Fucking hilarious.
I'm actually looking at the Genital Jousting website, and I'm pretty sure I'm on a watch list now.
Probably.
I'm just
Knowing
gonna.
America, Trump. There you
I-
go. Trump,
I-
that's all you need to
Oh,
know. Yonder
all
a
kinds of games I
Simulator
didn't know
is
about before.
Obviously
Yonder a
there.
Simulator is also on that list, right?
It is. It is.
Wait, it actually is?
Wait.
Yeah, not
Yeah, it is
Yonder
all the way at the
Simulator is an interesting one because honestly, like the developer didn't put anything explicit in that game, but they basically made it really overt that you're playing as a seriously obsessive chick who will basically murder people.
Yeah. Sakura Swim Club, if anybody remembers that from
That's
the place that will not be
banned?
named,
Wait,
is
really?
banned. So pretty much if it has Sakura in it, yeah, it's banned.
Hey, is
Sakura,
Catherine on the list?
Second Life is banned. Holy shit! I'm
Really?
surprised it took so long. Yeah, Second
There's
Life is
that
banned.
too.
Probably because of the community mods.
Well, yeah, but there was a point where we streamed Second Life, not here but elsewhere. So I find that funny. Suck My Dick or Die is another classic title that is
Ow.
not allowed.
What about Catherine?
Catherine is apparently okay because there's no actual overt.
Huh.
It's tastefully done. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
Anything that shows nipples apparently is a no-go.
Yeah, Twitch's
I feel like that's a lot of
be
games.
on there
Okay.
without a shirt. So
It's
What about-
okay for the high-end League of Legends streamers to just be spilling out, but no, we can't have nipples.
Wait,
Not-
what about
not game
like,
nipples.
which God of War had that?
Any of them.
okay.
Which, amusingly enough, God of War is not
Steven,
listed. Yeah.
Steven, you say League of Legends streamers spilling out. They don't have
Yeah.
their nipples on the stream. And apparently the
That's what I just
nipples
said.
are where Twitch draws the line.
Apparently, we can show decapitations, we can show eviscerations, we cannot show lactation. I do not understand the logic behind
That's
this.
where we
however.
draw the line. Okay.
That's where we draw
Because-
the line.
Because sites like this and anything video on the internet is highly biased against women.
You'll never be able to find any porn ever, but god
Okay,
damn it,
but-
Twitch is going to be family
Caitlin,
friendly.
Yeah, but
Caitlin,
not-
they don't allow man nipples either.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what?
not like any of us can come on stream topless.
If I was to go on stream without a shirt, we would be banned instantly.
We need to all be topless all the time, every day.
Well, no, because we don't want to get banned.
I'd be
Our
fine with
views
that,
would
but
be sad.
Twitch wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't
Whoa,
really
whoa,
want to
whoa, whoa.
expose that. I really don't want, like, we want fans. So if we were to all
What
be
kind of
topless, you would
stream
be
did I get
guaranteed
involved
no
here,
fans.
guys?
You volunteered.
Yeah, like whoa.
Yeah, this
whoa,
is also
whoa, whoa.
totally your idea. So when we all get totally screwed over somehow for being
Al-
sexist, we're gonna blame you.
Although I am kind of amused, finally, the game that I'm kind of surprised about, What's Under Your Blanket, is also on the ban list.
Oh, that's an educational game.
It is. It is. What's weird is that Mount Your Friends is totally okay. Again,
Whoa,
Wow.
whoa.
I guess
Okay, well, wait a
technically
minute. Is the
channels
subtitle
are
to that
made of
like
banana
mount your
hammock.
friends to the wall?
no, have you never seen Mount Your Friends, the game?
No, I have not.
You should.
Mount Your Friends has the genitals in a banana hammock, so they are
You ever played Mount Your
technically
Friends game?
covered.
Depends
Well,
which
you
friend.
theoretically can. Let's see. Witch Trainer. Rape Play obviously has been banned by everybody with logic.
Yeah, like how the fuck could Rayplay not get fucking banned?
Again, I see a title like Battle Rape, and I just think Guar album. I'm, you know.
It'd be funny if it was just like a normal fighting game,
Is that
It
like the
probably
greatest
is.
hits?
just like a bad fighting game.
Well, what's interesting is I think, nope, that's a porn. Yep,
That was
that's a
bad.
porn
I'll
game.
take that back.
Rayplay and Battle Rape are both technically porn games.
Battle
Huh.
Raper is the
Max-
official title for it. So they actually misspelled it. So Battle Raper is okay, but Battle Rape is not. So technically,
Okay.
you got a way around it.
Oh, wait a minute. What is the spelling for rapier?
No, not that. Not the sword.
Ah,
So
No,
it
it's-
really is just a fighting game.
Yeah,
It's
is.
a fighting
erotica
game
fighting
where
game.
you take all the clothes off of your opponent and then rape them.
I don't think there's any raping happening. I think
There
they're just fighting
is.
Weapons.
You
Oh,
have
no.
not.
Oh, no,
read
there's
that
raping.
before. There is rape in
I-
that
I-
game.
I assure you, there's raping.
Dear God.
But what's
Okay.
funny about that is that apparently you can post that on YouTube because I'm watching somebody's video right now,
if you have it, if you have nudity or
I
sex in
thought
the
I'd
video,
seen
it has to be marked as mature. If it's not
Well,
marked,
guess what? It is not marked mature by any stretch of the imagination.
and
Oh, it's edited. Never mind.
because it's not supposed to be posted unless it's marked as mature.
Well, so are full movies, but that makes it past YouTube's wonderful
Okay,
content
full
system.
movies is breaking copyright law.
Well, okay, so officially the full Let's Play is on YouTube, but they pixelize, but leave the audio in, but they pixelize the action on
Okay,
stream.
audio of sexual scenes, whether
That's okay.
consensual or not, does not violate
because if
YouTube
they,
policies
well, the thing
unless
is,
you
if they,
in the law.
if they stop somebody from posting that, BuzzFeed would not be able to post anything that they do because they're always doing videos about
It's
top
not
10
just
sex
that.
scenes in movies.
Audio of sounds that simulate things do not
Yes.
violate YouTube policy.
Yes, we are aware, but still, it pretty much just boils down to Twitch, live stream. The average age of a Twitch viewer is anywhere from mid-teens to adult, so that's literally everything. But obviously, they don't want to get hit with some of these wonderful titles. I feel like Genital Jousting got a bad rap. It probably should be streamed, but we
Wait,
cannot.
what kind of rap?
Well, Genital Jousting. I think
Freestyle.
that's all you need to hear.
Gangsta rap.
Yeah, let that hang in your brain for a little bit.
Oh, zing.
Yeah, it's right. So Genital Jousting is essentially, I want to say it's basically Snake, the old, the old flip phone game, but
Nokia
with
again.
So, like, when they
some
collide,
very
does-
weird. It's
they
like if you
collide-
combined it's like if you combined Snake with Barrel of Monkeys. Just put
What?
that image together, and you got what
Oh
you're.
yeah, this is like a cartoony game.
Oh no, there's more to it.
Okay.
I also see a version with dogs.
You're essentially raping balls. That I'm gonna
Wait
say.
a minute.
Oh yeah, you
That's
gotta
kinda
take your jouster of the other ball's joust receiver.
What?
Yep. This is the
Can we
thing.
there's
just
not
get
an
back to the
outright
game
butthole.
we were supposed to be talking about? We barely said anything about
Well,
the game we were supposed to be talking about.
The problem with all of that
This
is
GIF
that
actually awesome. It's a
Tyranny is essentially Pillars of Eternity with a different story. That's what I'm seeing from this. I'm seeing this from the trailer. I'm seeing this from the still shots. I don't know enough about it to really talk about it, so I'm going to talk about this. No, it looks awesome to me no matter what. I love anything that Obsidian does. I really haven't found anything that they haven't done well, other than technically sound games. But there's that. And Paradox, they've put out a lot of awesome games. Again, Pillars of Eternity, City Skylines, Stellaris,
Love
Magica was awesome. They know how to publish good games. They look for games all the time. They look for indie games and they go, yeah, we like what you're doing. We're going to publish your stuff. So instead of it being another way around, like most publishers that look for a game they can exploit, Paradox does it the right way. They look for stuff that they themselves would like to play. I'm biased because I've gotten a chance to talk to Paradox people before. They're awesome. They like gaming. I'm biased. So there's that.
It's okay.
Eli,
You're a journalist. You have to be.
Are you happy with what I've said about the game? Can we get back to balls jousting?
Sure. I've been paying attention to a spider that is on my ceiling.
You mean in the spaceship?
In the ship.
Sure.
Yes.
Well,
Sure. There's
know,
a spider.
You've been
If
drinking
it
a little too
tries
much
to- if
space
it-
juice, man.
Right now, it's not so bad because if the spider tries to drop down right now, it'll hit a fan blade. That's
They're
well,
doing
that's
another
gonna-
declaration of projections.
Okay. Do you want to
Yeah,
do that or
ask
should
them,
I?
Yeah, so they just projected Idaho for Trump, California for Hillary, Hawaii for Hillary, and now they're holding steady on Idaho for a while.
So right now,
and those
Right.
projections.
I'm waiting for a number count.
the number count that I'm seeing is 190 Clinton, 171 Trump.
Yep.
So I don't know if this means you're going to start drinking more, folks, or if you're going to drink less. I know after this stream.
Well, so now we got to wait for the count to 270, which is going to take a long ass slow
You know what's
trickle
really
of
fucked
every
up
other
though,
county.
Please.
Steven? What's really fucked up is if this goes badly, if I wanted to
It
get
will.
if I wanted, well, yeah,
Yeah.
either way, it's kind of pretty bad.
When it goes badly.
But if I wanted to go for alcohol poisoning for this, I would have to drink a shit ton of alcohol. I don't think I could take
Eli.
in enough alcohol
Well,
to get
you know
alcohol
what,
Please
Eli?
don't do that. You're making Caitlin sad.
Now, you know what, Eli? You
Oh,
are and have
I
always
was
been an
thinking about
overachiever. Wish you
A
well.
coworker of mine who's afraid of a Trump presidency because he's afraid he's going to be deported.
Oh.
Because I guess he was born in a different country, and his parents took him here as a kid, and so
And not legally
he lives and works
deported
here.
unless he is illegal.
he lives and works here under the Dream Act, Eli. So yeah,
He should be okay.
cannot be deported.
that's what I told him. But like the fact that one person is that scared, like
Well,
and constantly
Wait a
shit,
second.
I'm
Wait a second. The one thing that I can say, and now I'm not for either candidate. I will say that straight away. But I know there are a lot of people saying that, oh my God, it's going to be the same as Nazi Germany. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. There's a thing it's always Godwin's law. You know that. It's the internet. The fact of the matter is there's so much misinformation on both sides about what laws can and cannot do that your friend, your coworker, whatever,
yeah.
he has nothing to worry about unless he does not have all of his papers, if he's not housebroken, his shots, whatever. As long as he's got all of his stuff in taken care of, he's fine.
What
It's
makes
not
me
like there's
sad
gonna be
though
mass
is that somebody is actually scared about that. You know
But
what I
that's
mean?
because they're not informed enough about the actual point. So they get stuck in the marketing. And I know this because I worked in marketing. It's all about how things have been presented, and both sides are pretty equally shitty.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that. There's just a lot of misinformation going around. There's a lot of things that Trump wants to do that are not and could not happen unless he had full-on control of House and Senate. House and
that
Senate.
Wall,
That's
never
not how
gonna
that
get
works.
built.
Yeah.
Never. Get built. It's a terrible.
Mexico's certainly not going to pay for it.
Okay, even if he managed to win and he tried to build the wall, he'd run out of fucking money to fund the project.
Yes.
Because he doesn't have any valid way to actually fund it, and he doesn't have any way to actually get money from general funds to pay for it. It would get like 10 miles into the fucking wall, and then they'd stop working.
Yeah, it's like if
you see how the stock market's like going down right now.
They always do that though. Every election, there's always a drop in stocks, or there's a cranking in speculation. Like for example, bringing it back to video games, when Nintendo does their earnings call, their stock drops whether they have good stuff going on or not, because they're terrified, they're petrified. That's any small mistake will always result in a drop stock. That's just
you heard why they're doing it a March launch though, right?
Yeah.
You want to know what's crazy? Is Bitcoin's up $25.
Of course it is.
Every time
No shit, it's a decentralized currency.
No, and every time the American economies, or particularly the Dow and the big indicators have had dips, Bitcoin has basically an inverse relationship with that. Don't know why, but it keeps happening over and over again.
Because
so what's
it's a
bad for the American
decentralized
economy is
currency.
good for Bitcoin.
So depending on who you are looking at right now, Trump just cracked 200.
Yep.
Depending on who you're getting information from.
Because of Wisconsin.
Yeah. So just be aware that this is not going to be a simple, straightforward.
It's going to be a long ass night.
The problem I have with all of this is, for fuck's sake, why is it this fucking close? It does not make any sense to me. On one hand, we have somebody...
both choices are terrible.
Both choices are terrible, but here's the thing. My major issue with Trump isn't the fact that he's an atrocious human being. Isn't the fact that he doesn't keep his mouth shut. Isn't the fact that he's a glory hog. It's the fact that I have yet to hear even one sane, single bit of what he's actually going to do. I hear... He is the guy that in every business meeting says, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. And then when it comes time to say, how are we going to fix it?
we'll just hire this guy. And then we'll just not
We
pay.
got ideas. You don't even know those ideas. The ideas are so big. The ideas are
You know what? This reminds me of a certain Frenchman that we all used to know.
Oh,
Where the
You know
ideas were
what?
freaking
Don't
amazing,
invoke.
but
Don't
no,
invoke that
Steven.
now.
Don't invoke Frenchmen. Stop. They
Steven.
might show up.
Stephen, the reason
If I
why
say
he
it
is being
3
as
times in a mirror, that's why.
the reason he is successful as he is at this point is because people don't give a shit about what is right.
I don't think it's a
They
matter of giving
they
a
don't
shit.
care about what the truth is or what the fuck is actually going on. They want to win. They want their side to win.
Now
They
that
do
I can
not
agree
give
with.
a fuck outside of that.
Now
And
that I
that
can
is
agree
why
with.
on the internet especially, nobody gives a flying fuck about anything because they
But that's
just
the
want to
problem.
win.
But that's the
Come in.
problem about it all. Is it's not about winning
Yo,
and
what's up?
losing. This is going to be one of those situations where this is
Hey guys,
the
I'm gonna
most
have to go off camera real
divisive-
quick.
Okay, go ahead. This is one of the most divisive elections I have honestly ever seen. Even with the Obama one. Yes. I have never seen something like this, and no matter who wins, much like Alien versus Predator, we all lose.
Yep.
Because there is no good answer in this one. It is not about our team, hoorah. It has nothing to do with that. It's about somebody's going to have access to some shit that they probably shouldn't have access to for the next 4 years. Or sooner if some things can be believed. Because who fucking knows what's going to happen.
I'm going to take a page from Jake and Amir here. It's not about who's right or who's wrong. It's about what's entertaining.
And if it bleeds, it leads. And that's exactly what's going on right now. The fact of the matter is, we've had 8 years of a democratic rule. And, of course, doesn't this sound familiar? We had the Bush administration. Is it really any surprise that a lot of people voted Democrat because they wanted an actual change? I'm not going to get into the other aspects of that. I'm really not going to get into the questions of maybe he got selected for the job for other reasons. I'm not going that far. But I will say that it happens every 8 years. There's a regime change. And it's usually the exact opposite of what you had before. What bothers me about all of this is that I'm all for a regime change, but I want a solid roadmap of what the fuck's going to get done. I can sit and say all day, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Kind of like what we do on this show. But unless you've actually got an idea of how the system works and how to actually change it, I don't care what you've done before. You could be a fry cook. Unless you've got legit understanding, you shouldn't be in power. That's kind of how I look at it. Speaking of people that shouldn't be in power, Chris, are you still back? Are you here yet? No? Are you back?
Just explaining all the streaming to my friends here. They were downstairs watching the election. I just got to see them out real quick.
Oh, no, absolutely. Take your time. Caitlin,
I finished my bottle.
Are you done?
I finished my bottle and I finished EV training my Clefairy.
Nice.
She hasn't even been watching.
He hasn't been
I
watching
have.
because we're talking about things that have nothing to do with cute.
Nothing
I
to do with
accept.
Pokemon.
I've been watching. As far as this game, it looks great, but I'd have to play it to know because it's kind of, it
Have you
looks
ever-
top-down-ish. I mean, I don't understand exactly.
isometric
Is it
thing?
turn-based? Like, you don't know. Is it, what kind of game is this? Is it strategy? Is it action? Is it, I'm just looking at the trailer, and it's got
Yeah.
a lot of mysteries to me.
It's got a lot of
She's been
stuff.
focusing on her Pokemon the whole
No, I
time.
haven't. I put it aside. My hands are free.
Lie.
sure?
She's
I needed
thinking
another
about it.
drink.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I finished what I was doing, and I don't really want to play right now.
The cell shading's kind of pretty, though.
Yeah, I really do like it. It all looks like a painting that's moving. It's very pretty.
Yeah,
But it's not cute. There's beheading. Beheading isn't cute.
I mean, like I said, if you've ever played Pillars of Eternity, if you haven't, please do. But it's kind of, I don't want to say a copy because that would be unfair. But it looks really, really close to that. It is definitely, it's an RPG, reactive role-playing game. That's how they classify it. Interacting with the populace as a powerful fate binder in the Overlord's forces. So yeah, you're a bad guy. Yay!
That's awesome.
Which is a nice change. Branching unique stories in an original setting, the battle between good and evil has already taken place, and evil stands victorious. Choices matter, which they often do in opinion games.
Especially when you're middle management to a freaking evil overlord.
And that's basically what you are. So it's classic RPG combat, tactical real time with pause combat, with new party-driven mechanics and modern presentation. So think Dragon Age with the pause ability. Think KOTOR with the pause ability. But
so that's not the
real-time
sort of
combat.
thing I would personally want to play, but I think my boyfriend would probably really like it. It
What are we
would be
talking
something
about?
to buy for a loved one.
We're back to the game after
We got
rant.
back to Tyranny
I don't
after
like
all
I
that.
don't like real time anything at all.
Uh-huh.
Like if it says RT anywhere near
Disney
the game
Channel.
title, I'm tossing it in the trash or
Why is
to a
that?
friend. Because it's too hard for me.
So if you see a Pokemon RT, what are you gonna do?
She's
I
gonna
have
play
to
the fuck
say,
out.
my opinion
How
of
would you
your
do it
taste
with
has been
Pokemon? Be like
downgraded.
Mario.
Oh, I agree.
I don't like real time strategy. I don't like real time combat deal. That mechanic
Okay.
of
I agree. There is one game though that I found that I really enjoyed the RT ability. I'm not much of an RT player either, but I know I'm probably going to get laughed at for
You're
this
both
one.
fired.
Have
You
you
were never
guys
hired.
have you guys heard of the game Zombie U for the Wii U?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I haven't.
Which
I owned
actually
it.
was recently released on Steam
Right.
as just
Well-
Zombie.
There is actually a Wii U exclusive mode that one person gets to play as the zombie horde, placing the zombies wherever they want.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the
it's
other
really
person,
fun.
Yeah, the other
Yeah.
person plays with the actual Pro controller and is the first-person shooter shooting those zombies. So the
Yep.
fact that you can have two completely different experiences in the same room, that is what the point of the Wii U was going to be, but it was just never utilized. But Zombie U for Wii U, you guys got to try it if you haven't. Multiplayer, amazing. Amazing.
That does
Any
sound really
other-
amazing.
Any other thoughts on this version of Tyranny? Hint, hint.
Oh god, it's way more tyrannical than I ever imagined.
So Chris,
Yeah.
thank you for joining us again. So yeah, you get to be the middle management in the terrorist regime, or in the terrible evil regime.
Ooh, the middle management.
So
Hey, I
it-
like my NSA watch list. Thank you.
There's this I don't know if you guys have ever seen this show called The Man in the High Tower. It's based off the book.
Yes. Oh, I love
But
that.
in the books, one of the characters has the title of Obergruppenführer.
Yes.
When we started
Oh my
watching, I
God.
guessed what that meant. Like I just guessed based on what the word sounded like. I'm like, oh, he's upper middle management.
Basically, yes. Speaking of another update for all you sad fuckers, Trump 216, Clinton 197.
Where are you getting your numbers from?
Google. The
Oh,
other
okay, I'm
other
on
evil.
CNN. They still got Clinton at 190 and Trump at 186.
Yeah, well, I think it's
Like
gonna
I said,
be back
California's 55 fucking votes. It's gonna
That
be
includes
Yeah.
California.
According to Google, that's all 55 for Hillary. Right
Yeah, that
now,
includes
so.
Cali.
Yeah,
It
so
does?
far California is leaning. According to this, California is leaning toward Clinton. Weirdly enough, which I didn't expect, Pennsylvania is leaning toward Clinton. I actually expected those hayseeds were going to just say yes. I don't like them. California so far 59% toward Clinton, but that
I
doesn't.
mean, they
mean that
still haven't
can't
called
find-
Oregon and Washington. And I think
Oregon's already
Oregon-
been called. Oregon was 54% Democrat.
Is that one of the ones that splits its electoral votes? Because they don't all do that. Only some do that.
No, Oregon only gets 7.
Oh yeah, but you know, some states some states are all or nothing states, and other states are split states.
Yeah, no,
for the electoral votes.
This
and
is
so,
not split. It
By the way,
was-
the electoral college bullshit is bullshit.
that is actually true. There is
it's only
the
been
fact-
bullshit twice in American history, but
But
yeah.
No,
it
it's
has-
bullshit because it's basically saying we're going to take the votes from the state and consolidate it all into a small set of votes.
Yeah, and keep
Well,
in
yeah,
mind,
but the
this
thing is, the electoral college only twice in U.S. history has ever not voted with the general population.
That doesn't matter. The entire point of voting is to say whatever people vote for is what we're going to go with, but then it's not based on the overall number of votes. It's based on the electoral college votes.
Well,
It's
if
an
Trump
extrapolation
wins the popular
of
vote, the electoral
actual
college
votes.
might be the only thing that saves us from him.
the fact of the matter is, Eli is right. It is kind of a weird thought to think that the popular vote, not to say that it doesn't matter, but in essence, it kind of doesn't matter, because if you get enough electoral college representatives to essentially say, "No, we're not going to go that way," it can fuck things up. So you can win the popular vote and lose the college. By the same token, you can actually lose the popular vote and win the electoral college. So just
the same thing.
because,
That's the
well,
same
no,
thing.
and vice versa. Let's just say that you can do both. That's the really screwy part, and it doesn't make much
The
sense.
thing,
I agree.
The thing that bothers me about it is that not only is it an extrapolation of the actual vote of the people, but at the same time, there is no legal requirement for the Electoral College to follow the popular vote, even within their area. It's just something that they decide whether or not they're going to follow the popular vote. I think that's wrong.
It essentially is, to a point, a lot of, and part of my gripe, actually, to add on to that, is the political coverage. Every year I say this, is there's so many ways that you can fuck with it. You can easily get enough people going, oh, well, it looks like it's already claimed, I'm not going to go vote because it's already a done deal. That is a very stupid, stupid thing. And I can imagine that there are a number of people that probably saw some of the numbers in many states and went, yeah, I don't need to go vote because I don't have time for it. You know, we vote in mass for people for American Idol, for Doritos flavors. We just can't fucking be bothered to vote for the leader of the country, can we?
I think Trump got Florida.
Probably, because
It looks like
Florida.
he got Florida. And he
I'm
got
not-
Ohio. I mean, that's astounding.
I mean, I assumed all the southern racist states would vote for him.
But Florida
yeah.
isn't one of those generally.
Well, it's where a lot of angry New Yorkers go to retire. So you get that way after a while.
But Hillary won New York.
Yeah, this is true. But once they get
He's
down
talking
to
about
Florida,
the old New Yorkers.
yeah, once they leave New York and they go to Florida to retire and die, hopefully, it's just one of those things where they get so bitter and angry and cynical that they just don't give a shit because they figure, well, I'm gonna die in 5 years. Why do I care?
And I think it looks like he may have gotten New Hampshire.
Yeah. So this will
That's
be
3
probably
swing
one of-
states.
This
I
will
was
be the
actually,
toughest.
I was listening to the radio a couple days ago, or it might have been yesterday, and there was this one guy who got into a criminal activity, and he was just about to be sentenced, and he asked the judge if he could just be able to vote before going in, because he always wanted to vote for some reason. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you're probably going to vote for, I don't know, Trump, just because, hey, I'm screwed anyway. I might as well screw the country over. It's just, I feel sorry for you guys. I really do.
Well, guess what? After we're done fucking ourselves up, there's a really good chance gonna move northward. So there's all that.
Doesn't Canada have a really awesome president? Isn't Trudeau,
Right.
right? That's your president?
Yeah,
It depends
Justin
on how you
Trudeau
look
right
at
now
it.
is the prime minister.
Prime Minister.
Prime minister,
Yeah.
which is
Yes,
similar to a president, but not
It is
exactly.
very similar, yes. We did get rid of our good old friend, what's his face? I don't even remember anymore, which is a good thing.
Dickie
that's it, though.
Face.
Sorry, I didn't mean to just jump in. I clearly was just reading and then all of a sudden had a thought. Go ahead.
Oh God, a thought?
No, I
can't have
think
those on.
I think those are the only 3 swing states he's going to get, and I still think because Pennsylvania is looking good, Washington's going to go for Hillary, and they haven't added that in yet. We're getting like Minnesota. Who'd have thought? And we're also getting Maine, which was another one that people weren't sure about, although that one's still a bit iffy. And I think that those should be enough because even though he might get Ohio, the other one I'm worried about is Wisconsin. Did I say Michigan or Wisconsin? Yeah, Wisconsin's a big one. And he got Wisconsin, it looks like, also. But it only says 12% reporting, so that one's yet to be written.
Yeah.
I think if you have your eye on any of them right now, I'd keep it on Wisconsin.
As
hard.
ridiculous as Hillary is, if she wins, I expect more of the same. I really do. I expect her to continue whatever the hell the Obama administration was doing.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I
For
don't
the
know
most
if that's
part,
really
yeah.
a glowing endorsement, but when
It's
you've got
not.
2 options.
even the Young Turks talked about some of the stuff that Obama has done that has been extremely questionable, and they're about as liberal as you can fucking get.
I don't even want to talk about the Young Turks. I don't want to vomit, but
I don't see
Maybe
how
I'm
they can not
obsessed.
call Florida at this point.
I I can call
Well,
Florida.
how much of the percentage has been reported in Florida?
90.
When did they decide this bullshit?
Oh.
Like, is this a tomorrow morning sort of thing?
What's
Most
gonna end up
likely, yeah.
happening? It's only 8:21 right
Depends
now.
how long the polls stay open. I think that's one of the reasons why they're not calling Florida yet, is because there quite literally might be like 100,000 people.
It
who are
will
all Democrats
legitimately be
voting.
down to the wire. This might get decided as early as maybe midnight, possibly 2 a.m.
It says so. It says Florida's 99% reporting.
So there's one old guy that's tottering toward the polls right now.
Do you know that the difference is a little bit more than 100,000 votes? Only 100,000
Yeah,
people needed to
the-
vote for Hillary in that fucking state.
Rigged.
The thing that people need to understand is that this is not a situation where it really does come down to the wire in many states. It can be a difference of as simple as a few thousand, usually 100,000. That sounds like a huge number, but in the grand scheme of things, it really isn't. When you consider how many people live in a state, how many of those are actually registered, and how many of those actually show up.
And here
So-
in California, where there's over 30 million people.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only other place that's as populated might be Texas. Might
No,
be.
Oh my
Texas-
God.
No,
You know
no.
that 500,000
No, you know
people
what? A
have
lot of
written in other candidates.
A lot
California
of
is
Texas
the
is just
most
open
populous
states.
state in the country. There is no other state that has
What
as
is-
many
what is
people as
this-
California.
No, but there's got to be a second most populated,
Yeah, second, but still.
which is
I assume New York.
I
Texas?
assume New York as well,
Texas.
because New York
Probably.
City alone is the most populous city in the country, and they've got, what, like 6-8 million people in that one city?
about that, and it's insane to live there. You get a matchbox of an apartment, and you're happy. So,
I got
So
to
it
hear
goes
stories about friends of
California,
mine
Texas,
watching
New
somebody
York,
get
Florida.
beat to death over some heroin.
Oh, you know what? That's a normal day. I'm
Yeah.
not kidding.
Yeah, that's New York for you on a Tuesday.
Yeah, shit happening in Battery Park, and everybody talks about Central Park, but Battery Park and any of the boroughs.
Wait, why do they call it Battery Park?
That's just
Because
the name.
it's all battery.
No,
Yeah,
that's not the
exactly.
reason why, but it's accurate. But especially in the Bowery and Hell's Kitchen, all that other fun stuff. There's a lot of assumptions about everything in New York, and all of it's true. All of it.
Guys,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can be on stream and watch this anymore. This is starting to freak me out too much.
Yeah, this is why we
Let's
have
call it.
alcohol.
I'm ready to call this if you guys
Well,
are.
that's
Yeah,
the thing, Chris.
Pretty
We
much.
are our
I
own
need to take a
support.
leak.
We're our own support group. But anyway, it's great that Stylo decided to end us on Tyranny, you son of a bitch. But anyway, that being said, let's get the unfortunate topic out of the way, and let's get to something slightly more fun. Shilling! That's right. We have other shit on the channel that we do all the time, and we're going to start with the maestro of it all. We're going to start with Chris Kellogg, and we're just going to go around. Everybody's going to talk about their particular shows.
All right.
Chris.
So I'm actually kicking off tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. with some more Retro Haven. I'm doing Metroid Other M, continuing that game. Been sort of trodden my way through that. I think I'm maybe a third of the way through. So I'm gonna be picking that up. And then we got more Retro Haven with Rob right after that for another 3 hours. I think he's playing. I think he's playing SNES RPGs. I'm not sure which one though. And then at the end of the day, at 9 p.m., we've got Jody's World, which is another series that is actually Rob's girlfriend's. And I think she's playing Stardew. I wish I knew. I feel bad that I
She was
don't.
playing Stardew Valley last I saw, but I
Yeah.
could be lying. So
Yeah, I think she's playing Stardew
She
Valley
plays
again.
Stardew Valley, Dead Space. She plays a bunch of stuff.
She does. They were
Yep,
playing some
there's-
Silent Hill, so I don't know if they'll
Mhm.
pick up with
Yeah,
that.
That's
that's on
something
that would
Reliving
be
the Horror
the-
with Rob.
Yeah,
When it's
Reliving the
just
Horror.
Jody, it's not usually.
Yeah.
Do they not? Does she not play that alone? Okay, yeah.
sometimes she
And,
does, sometimes she doesn't.
I think next on the calendar is Kaylin, so I'll toss it over to Kaylin.
That is
Yeah, we are back for a marathon on Thursday, guys. I know I didn't marathon today. It's because I had to work. But Thursday we are back, and we are we're doing 3 different games, like we've been doing every Thursday. In the morning, we got Pokemon, then we're going to do an hour or 2 of Monster Hunter, and then we're kicking it off with Mario. We're just going to race until the game show, which goes back to Eli. Friday morning, we are not playing Pokemon, however, because it's Veterans Day, and Chili's considers that a holiday, so I have to work. But we will be picking Pokemon back up Friday night at 10 Eastern for the game, or for the battling, for Come At Me Bro, where you can battle me or you cannot battle me and instead just watch me and my brother battle people on the battle spot.
So basically, people can volunteer to get their asses reamed by you.
Well, they can, but if they beat us, they become the first owner of the Torchfork badge, and they get Mr. Tickles, the shiny spiel that we have been trying to give away for 3 weeks.
But what I'm trying to say is the fact that you've been trying to give it away for 3 weeks means nobody has won.
It means nobody has tried. Nobody, not a single person has tried on a Friday night to do that.
They are just so afraid of you. That's why. That's got to be it.
So,
Funny.
it's going to get easier when Sun and Moon comes out, and we're trying to battle in that because we won't have all of our perfect shit.
Yet.
Yes.
But I figure she'll power level that shit in an hour.
Well, I won't have a perfect Ditto to breed the crap out of, so no, I'll power level, but my Pokemon won't be competitive. Now, will they?
Maybe. But that being said, and then finally, not so finally, Eli has the game show, but he has other crap as well. Eli, tell us of your crap.
Well, yeah, the game show is obviously the big thing that I do Thursday nights, 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern. We play a lot of the time Jackbox Party Pack games. Right now it is Jackbox
You better be
Party
wearing
Pack
that
3.
shirt on Thursday, by the way.
Oh, hell yeah. Slap that motherfucker in the no-no place. I will be wearing that on Thursday, 2 days from now. Make sure you show up. What I'm doing right now with that show is I'm trying to give away as many of the games on my list as I can out of the old ones. So I'm giving away a lot more games than usual on there. The normal rules for that show are if you win against us in any game that we play, then you get a free game key out of it. What I'm doing right now is there's that, and then I also run raffle during each game. And for each game that I have to give away on my list, I pick a number of names out of the raffle to give away every copy of that game that is on my list. This last week, there was one that I wound up with one copy left of it just because it didn't want to pick anybody else. Like, it wouldn't pick anybody from the audience at that point, and like one of the people that did get picked wasn't responding. So I still have one copy of a game left from last week to give away.
Nice.
But
good.
I have like 190 more game keys to give away. I need to get the old ones off my list because some of them don't work right. So show up on Thursday and you get free games almost fucking guaranteed because I'm trying to get this shit off my games list so that the only ones that'll be left will be ones that will guaranteed work.
That's how I got involved.
So that being said, I'm going to get into you, FNAF, for a second, because I know that you have talked about streaming at some point, I believe. But I do want to say, just for the hell of it, I went to the Canadian immigration website. Let me tell you that it is currently resolving to a 500 internal server error. That is cic.gc.ca.
And you know why that is?
Yes, I know exactly why
A
it's
lot of
crashing.
fucking people want to get the hell out of here.
A lot
That
of
is
people are
absolutely
wanting to get
true.
the hell out. So right now, as we speak, we are currently at Trump 216, Clinton 197. I know we keep talking about the political race for presidency, but also what matters is Senate is currently sitting at 46 Democrats, 48 Republican. U.S. House is 134 Dem, 194 Republican. So what that means is no matter what, we are totally looking at probably a shit sandwich. But right now, I do feel that it is interesting to note that a lot of people are kind of bothered by this right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, your thoughts real quick?
I mean, generally, it's the same as most people who are watching this. The results are rather surprising. The statistics did not bear out this conclusion. I did call bullshit on polls early on in this election because they had already gotten the presidential primary really wrong. So I really didn't have any reason to believe they were going to get this one right. And I didn't want to be correct about that because I thought, oh, no, surely they can adjust the models. But I don't think they can adjust anything. I think the polls are clearly not working. When I say polls, I do mean like the phone call polls, not
I
the
do-
people who
I-
are voting
or
at
just
polls.
Hillary.
I do want to throw in there, however, right now, depending on where you go, the results don't look as dire. It really
Yeah.
depends on where you're checking. I'm checking a couple of different spots. Fox News, admittedly. I'm checking CNN, admittedly, and Google.
I've been using Google now as well because they have just really easy to access state breakdowns.
Yeah,
And
According to CNN, it shows that California has gone to Democrat, but for some odd reason the totals haven't changed. So I think there might be something going on there.
did they
But
not add the 55 in for Clinton yet?
It's not added in as of yet. But if you go to Google, it shows Clinton at 209. So
And Trump at 216. Yep.
so it really just depends on who you're checking. But
Oh, because
honestly,
they just added Washington. They
Yeah,
finally added Washington.
considering that Google essentially owns the world, I am kind of looking toward that first.
Yeah.
Updates every 30 seconds, so go from there. If you do care, though, and you should care, no matter what, no matter what, really, you can break it down on Google's site by just checking political race or presidential race. It'll take you right to the page. Refresh stuff, you don't have to because it does it for you every 30 seconds, but yeah, that's pretty up to date.
Oh,
we're not
Wisconsin
gonna
just
have-
took a massive slide towards Trump.
Yeah, we're not going to have a solid answer until later on, probably this morning.
He got Wisconsin.
Yep.
He got Wisconsin. He got Florida. He got Ohio. And he got New Hampshire.
That's kind of a concern, I would say. And so keep refreshing the page for immigration to Canada because it does work sometimes.
Holy shit. This cannot happen, man. Oh
Like,
my
no.
Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope you guys are all ready for your bridges to crumble and your infrastructure to stop working and every fucking world to hate us, every other nation.
Well, they
Oh,
already
yeah.
do.
And by the way, you forget about the White House. I'm sure he'll just paint it red.
Well,
Ugh.
no, it'll be painted to match the Trump Tower. So it'll be gilded, probably.
It's going to be the Golden House, right?
Yeah.
I need to go
Actually-
take a Valium.
Golden House is a wonderful Chinese restaurant. So there's that.
Ah. Well, he'll
But-
probably buy the copyright over, right?
Oh, probably. But, yeah, no, snark aside, it's just one of those things where a lot of paranoia, a lot of insanity. I have no idea how it's going to go, but we're going to find out. One way or another, history's going to get made, but, yeah. We're
So
just going to see.
before we take off, I just
Wait,
wanted
there's two other things. FNAF,
okay.
you,
Yes.
streaming.
Yes.
You are relatively new to the team. I'm sorry, first off. But you were talking about streaming. What do you want to do, out of curiosity?
Ooh, well,
Because you own all of Nintendo. So you can do
yeah, that would be amazing, but no, I'll leave them to the professionals. Yeah, no, basically, if you guys, I need to have some ideas of what you guys want to see. I'm thinking that there's going to be some theme nights. I was planning on doing a Halloween piece where I was going to do Eternal Darkness, but unfortunately things came up that weekend. I'm even playing around with the idea of doing Duck Hunt once. That's going to be really tricky for how I set it up because
Can you play it blindfolded? I want to see this.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Duck Hunt blindfolded.
I'll-
Yes.
I have a copy of Duck Hunt myself and some of the light guns and an NES. It'd be funny to try to like compare scores on that. I'm probably not as good as you, but
Hey, we could even do like races or
Yeah.
like I'm up for anything basically.
cool.
I would say dual streaming would probably be the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I would like to see someone come up against me, like challenge me to any kind of game. I can pretty much match whatever collection you guys have. So any game that you guys want to try, I'll try racing you guys. That would be pretty cool, I would think.
Thursday nights are lit, bro.
That's right.
Mm.
And then, of course,
Yeah,
we have
and
other... Good.
Yeah, I do love playing it with you guys on the game show night. I just love playing Jackbox, and you guys are great. I thank you very much for letting me be on the stream tonight. I had a great time. I hope to do it again. But yeah, no, basically looking up for any kind of suggestions, any kind of ideas, by all means. Yeah.
Well, I mean, sucking up is always a great thing to do. Trust me. So there's that.
I got the
we
Hoover
always
Award.
appreciate that.
I got the Hoover Award in high school. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, you know, some genital jousting
Yes,
among among friends, you know, that's got to become a thing. By the way, if that's not on the next Jackbox TKO show, I don't know I don't know any of you people anymore. It has to be a thing. What did we make other than the slap him in the no place? What was the other running joke, Eli? Do you remember
How
that?
dare you?
No, it was something
Okay,
else.
that was an awesome one.
Yes.
Especially considering that both the picture and the slogan were ones that I came up.
That was great.
But that didn't win anything, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I love it. It won my heart. Okay.
Katoro in the chat. What's his channel? Who's his channel? No, he's going to be streaming here. But do you have your own channel, FNAF?
Yes, indeed.
Awesome.
I have the appropriately named Nintendo Champion. So if you go twitch.tv, you know what? I'm just going to type that out for you guys.
Yeah, could. Yeah.
I already got it.
Oh,
All right.
Done.
See,
Yeah,
that's
so-
how on the ball we aren't. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my channel. If you guys want to hit me up on Twitter, it's FNAF, PHANFF, stands for Play Hard and Never Fight Fair.
Right.
I admit that I did not come up with that, but it kind of suits. But
Yeah.
you know what? Hey, if you can beat me, please do. I love a challenge. I'm kind of humble.
Kind of.
So, but yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to playing against you guys and seeing what kind of really cool tricks and tips that I can learn, because I've been playing for years, and every time I play a new game or I play an old game, like shit just happens that I've never seen before. I think that happened to me when I was playing Mega Man 3.
Yeah.
I didn't even have like any of the cheats activated, and all of a sudden things were happening on stream. So it was just really.
Oh
really
yeah, I
cool.
saw that where the crazy cheats started happening when you were in the snow place and the other place and
Yeah,
the
couldn't
super
believe
jump, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. So, but yeah, you know what? I'm not sure how I would be able to coordinate it, but I definitely would like to try this dual streaming. I think that would be really cool.
That
So
would
if-
All right, hey guys, I really want to get this over. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I
no,
gotta go.
that's fine. You're totally gonna end
Chris
it.
is-
and-
I could
Chris is
really
freaking
use a
out.
bathroom.
I need to be
myself,
off
so-
stream. I gotta
Yeah,
go.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead, Chris. That's the show for tonight. Hopefully next weekend or next week's show is going to be a little more lighthearted. But tonight we're really kind of scared in the States, guys. But that being said, this is Torchfork Tuesday. Happens every single Tuesday, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, where we talk about games. We get drunk. We should probably be drunker now. Check out torchforkmob.com. That's torchforkmob.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to YouTube. Good night, everybody. God
Good luck.
help us all.
Godspeed.